So for example, when we were doing this event, I really wanted to bring a lot of people from Colorado. So everybody came from farther away states and not Colorado, which is what we wanted, and it was the closest. But I chose Colorado. I chose GCs, real estate agents. I targeted that main industry. So you're able to do that you cannot do to your personal page. So all these nice perks that you're able to use are only in the business page of Facebook business. It automatically posts on Instagram. As a matter of fact, when you post a boost, you boost a post and you're paying for it for free at no additional cost. It is allowing you to boost that promotional post on Instagram, again, for no additional cost. So that's something that if you have a business page, consider creating an Instagram for your business. Yep.
Sorry to.
No worries, I'm right here.
So can you target a certain demographic with Instagram as well?
Yes, you should be able to. It'll probably just filter the same settings that you did in Facebook to Instagram.
Okay.
I was very flat-footed. I was caught flat-footed once when I did an inspection for a client, and she was so excited by the service I performed. She said, "Oh, I went to try to post a comment about you on Instagram, but I couldn't find you." I'm like, "Oops, I'm not on Instagram." I'm like, I got to get on Instagram. More and more people are on Instagram than you realize. I didn't realize how many people are on Instagram. And what Instagram really is they're taking pictures or they're filming little short videos of what they're doing right there in their life, and they're posting it on the Instagram. And it's an instant little video or it's an instant picture. I should show you guys my Instagram feed. There is a real estate agent who posts every single day on Instagram, and he's posting pictures of homes that he's got listed. And one day he'll post the outside picture. The next day he'll post the picture of the living room. And he'll basically go through, and then he'll intersperse some nice motivational image, JPEGs or something. But there's lenders who are on Instagram talking about how this is, a picture of a beautiful infinity pool overlooking the sunset. You can own this with a mortgage, with zero down, or whatever. They're on there. People are doing more and more marketing on Instagram than you have any idea about.
This is a realtor?
A
This
real
is
estate
real-
lender
oh, real
and
estate.
a real estate agent
Okay.
that are connected with me who are posting on Instagram.
All right, so what you see on screen is Level Up Home Inspections.
Yep.
He is not here today. I invited him to join us in the live stream. He's actually a newbie inspector. He's only been doing this for a little bit over a year. Young guy, and I added him to my personal Facebook. I mean, anyone that would like to do that, they're more than welcome to. I say to keep it separate, but there's nothing that's going to be problematic, I promise. You're just going to be seeing a lot of baby pictures. I'm warning you. All right, so I see his post. He's laughing because he's true. I'm a new mom. Daily. I'm telling you daily.
Yes.
Instagram and Facebook. Instagram and Facebook. Daily, daily, daily. He's out there on the property. He's live videoing what he's doing. He records himself. He puts not the same thing every day. If you see his different pictures of work, but then open 7 days and information, small one sentence underneath, he is on it every day. And every day I am seeing his post. So I'm obviously not in Texas, but if I were in Texas, right, who do you think I would call? Brian, because I see him every day. And I see that he gets likes and he's engaged. So this is why I wanted to show you.
Look how many followers he has, and he's only been in business for what, a year?
Yep, a little bit over 760.
760 people are seeing his posts every single day.
What's the difference between followers and following?
Following is the people that he is following, and followers are the ones that are following him back and are able to see his content. Another cool stuff about this business account, just like the Facebook version, you're able to call, email, and get directions from the app. Meaning you just click on call, and instead of putting 786 such and such, no, you click on it, and it'll pop up to just call now. Email. Instead of having to copy and paste this email, you click on email. It'll generate it, whatever you're using on your computer, your phone, whether it's Gmail or directly from Safari. It'll generate it, and you don't have to type in the email. Directions. I mean, it's pretty accessible. As consumers, we don't want to do extra work, and you guys know that. All right, so there's one question. Why do we need to use Instagram? It's very easy. Sales. At the end of the day, sales are the most that's what most business owners are striving for, and it's different when it comes to the benefits of Instagram. All right, I've covered this. And just a little bit of a statistic of Instagram. Over 1/3 of Instagram users have used the app to purchase a product online or schedule a service. An Instagram ad is different than an organic post you'd publish on your personal Instagram account. And even if they click on the ad and they don't purchase it, they're going to continue coming across the same ad until they buy. So that's pretty cool. Have you guys ever been to a website where you add something to your cart and you just forget and leave, and then you get an email, hey, you forgot something in your cart? So that's kind of what Instagram does for you, which is pretty cool. Like, hey, you haven't booked an inspection. And I don't have a picture to show you guys, but the same ads manager that Facebook uses, Instagram uses the same. And it shows you how many people have visited, how many people have visited but have not clicked, and how many people have clicked. So that is pretty cool. I wasn't supposed to be saying this, but I will have a 6-hour course that I am putting together for social media that for the ones that sign up today, they're going to get it for free. Okay? And Catherine will give you guys a little bit more information. Look at her, look at me like you weren't supposed to say that. But if this sounds like a little bit of Chinese to you, I get it. I'm going to tailor something for you guys. So it'll be more understandable. Yes?
So did you say the business Instagram and or Facebook will show how many clicks you've had?
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to tell you, like if you put a $20 budget for the whole week, it'll tell you you used $1.50 Monday, and you got more engagement on Tuesday. It'll tell you you spent $4.50 of the $20 that week on Tuesday. It shows you. So they both use the same ads manager platform, so you can see exactly where your money is going.
Yari, can you touch on the hashtag and how to benefit from that?
Yes. Okay. I'm obviously younger than most of you, and hashtags come in.
Just rub that in.
I love you guys. It's okay. So maybe you guys don't use it that way, and more millennials are the most that use social media, and I'm sure you guys see it, hashtag everything, hashtag I love to eat, hashtag Boulder, Colorado, hashtag inspections, hashtag everything. Yes, and you guys are like, what's hashtag? I don't get it. In the Instagram where the little magnifying glass is, let's say, I'll give you an example. Next week I'm going to LA, and what I do is I put the hashtag Los Angeles or LA, and guess what happens? Everyone that has been in LA that has used that hashtag or any business or anything related to the city will come up. So what do you think happens? What do you think happens? No. What do you think what happens? Anybody? Exactly. So instead of going to Google and trying to see what should I do in Los Angeles, such and such, I pull up the hashtag, and I'm seeing all these amazing foods and restaurants that I want to visit. So that is what happens. I have looked for Orlando plumbers, and if you use the Orlando plumber, not only in Instagram, these hashtags work the same in Instagram and Facebook because I have done it. And Twitter, same as Twitter. But I'm not going to concentrate on Twitter because I believe the strongest ones right now is Instagram and Facebook. But that's what hashtags do. If you need, and try it, wherever you're from, whatever city, Miami inspection, and see what comes up.
Where do you put it in at, Yari?
Magnifying glass.
Is that in Facebook and in Instagram?
Yes, magnifying has, Facebook has the same magnifying glass. The only thing it has, like, the actual toolbar. So the toolbar, I'll show you. Let me see.
We just type in hashtag.
Yes, hashtag. No, you cannot Google search a hashtag. So I don't have a screenshot of that, but wherever you would find Bob Smith in Facebook, put hashtag Boulder inspections. That. Yes, that. Those little circles that you guys see there, those are videos that he did, and you're able to click them as highlight, and that means it stays in your news feed forever until you take them off. So if I do a video saying, hi, good afternoon, my name is Yari, I am Director of Operations of NAFAC, such and such and such, I recorded, I posted, I highlighted, everyone who visits our NAFAC page is able to click on there and see the video. So if you have your business page and you do an intro of yourself, highlight it, there's going to be a little star, you're going to be able to highlight it, and it's going to stay there until you remove it. And you can have 4, 5, 6, as many as you like.
So now, this is a little bit new for some of you. Raise your hand if this is new.
Okay.
Okay, so this is why we are creating a 6-hour educational training, because this is something that you need to have. It's new to you. I mean, I didn't know about the hashtag thing. I just, every time I'm on TV, I'm watching something and say, well, hashtag this. Okay, so what does that mean to me? I don't know. So I don't know what hashtags are. I didn't know how to use them.
So I'll tell you what, we're going to start a new hashtag, NAFAC. And everything you guys are doing related to 203K consultations, we're going to go on Instagram, even if it's me taking a selfie while I'm working, NAFAC. And we're going to be able to see ourselves what we're doing.
So that anytime you pull up, you type in hashtag in a search engine, anybody who's posted anything that relates to NAFAC, you're going to be able to see that on a feed.
Absolutely. And a lot of people even do that for weddings. And I'll give you an example. Yari and Jason wedding, 11/18, November 18. And I tell all my guests, please take pictures and tag yourselves. Hashtags. What happens when I go to the hashtag, instead of having everybody email me or text me the pictures, they're all there.
Very cool.
Cool, right?
So you could actually create a hashtag for a property that we're doing a consultation for to follow it through the draws. So hashtag 685 Denby Street, and post the before pictures, post the pictures from when we do the draw inspections, and keep people aware and keep the client and their friends aware of what's happening in that rehab project.
Correct. And please do keep in mind that the page needs to be public. So your home inspection, your 203K consultation, whichever page you're using has to be public in order for that to come up.
So now, there's a process for creating a hashtag. There's a process for creating your business page and linking all this. And we're not going to have the time to go over that today. But we wanted to give you a feeler of what is out there so that you can know what you need to start preparing to add to your business model. We're approaching the winter season. For most of us, isn't the winter season a little bit slower for you? This is when you should clean your tools, get your car inspected, and start ramping up your marketing. Okay?
Absolutely. So enough with Instagram and Facebook. I know you guys will be joining me for this 6-hour class that I will be tailoring for you guys that are a little bit lost with hashtags and all the other cool stuff.
It's going to be 3 2-hour sessions. So
yes,
it won't be one straight 6 hours.
I'm not going to bore you to death, I promise. Now, I'm going to go over very quickly. Who was it? Tom? We were speaking at lunch. He's already 203K certified, correct? He just has no idea how to market his 203K business, which is why he is here. Now, what we do for our members, aside of continued support and education, we make your life easier when it comes to marketing. You don't have time to sit in front of a computer and create content for marketing. So what we do in NAFEC is every month we tailor marketing materials for you. And those are called, I'm going to skip LinkedIn. I'm going to go back to this. This is a slide here. It's not. It is called the 203K Success Supplies, okay? And I make these for our members monthly. There's a newsletter, and Catherine is actually going to pass by a sample, and I do apologize, the printers kind of put it too close to the border on the newsletter. You'll see when you understand when you see it. And I tailor this every month. Like if it's October, we'll do fall, and we'll do Halloween and all that fun stuff. So what we do is create eye-catching content and content that you can read and that the targets that you are obviously reaching out to catches their eye. So there's marketing material in there that all you have to do is click on our logo, delete it, and you don't have to be an expert in the computer. I see most of you are like, what is she talking about? So these are documents. Right? Documents, just documents, Microsoft documents. You double click on the header, you just click on delete, and you put your logo with your relevant information.
And this is downloadable from the members only website every month by the 20th of the month, so you can have them ordered, printed off by your printing company, and then released, and you release it out in your market.
Correct. So not only do you receive it in the mail, something like you're looking at right now, it is missing the Success Supply CDs and DVD, which is the bonus content for Diamond level members. You receive it in the online portal. You receive it in an email letting you know, hey, Jeffrey, your Success Supplies are ready for the month of September. And you're able to go there and download them, and you don't have to wait for the mailing if it's the 15th and you have still not received it. Does anyone have any questions as to what they're seeing in front of them? Every month, Catherine writes an article that is in that newsletter, and I write one myself as well.
And you can take that article and copy and paste it and put it onto your Facebook page. You can take the whole newsletter and brand it and give it out at real estate offices. It is a lot of fun things for agents to look at. It's designed to be a remarketable product that you can use for your business, done for you every single month.
And I'm going to give you another hint that I'm not going to go into too much detail, but search engine optimization. The fastest way to get on the first page of Google is having a blog on your website. And what can you do with those articles? You can use them and also put your own information, mix it up, and create blogs. 2-3 small blogs a week. Look at Jeffrey, he's like, what? It really isn't. Well, you're going to cut those.
So the
big
question is,
articles
it's a
in
lot
small.
of things, it's a lot of work to do each week, but Yari, you're going to teach them how one time a week they can set all their posts for the entire week, correct?
Correct.
And that they'll time out during the entire week.
Now, Rob, I'm just giving you an idea. Doesn't mean you're going to write it from scratch. You won't be doing that. I'm just letting you know that the fastest way to get in front of Google is having a blog. You could get that whole article that's 3 pages and one small paragraph, more coming on Wednesday. Keep them coming back. You need to keep them coming back. That's the trick. Another thing that she just said that I was going too fast. I'm sorry. I'm Spanish. This is the way I am. I'm always on a roll. Yes, you are able to schedule posts in advance. I'm not asking you to sit in front of your phone or your laptop and do it right then and there. No, Sunday afternoon while you're drinking a glass of wine, a beer, having a barbecue, sit in front of your computer, grab some pictures you like, draft some posts. There's a little, it's like a little timer. Actually, no, when you put post, it'll ask you, do you want to post it now or schedule it? Do that one for Monday, 8 a.m. Do another one. Do it for Tuesday, 10 a.m. So you don't have to be in the computer daily. You could do it every other day. You can do it daily. The point is to be engaged and to be in the public eye through social media.
So now there's a lot of things that she hasn't talked about because time doesn't allow us to go over. one of the things that we're going to be focusing a lot of attention to educate you and inform you on doing is video. Video is the new hot thing. How many of you are on Facebook and all you see are videos? They pop up on your phone. I'm actually completing a course of training right now myself to be able to re-educate myself and educate all of you on how to effectively market your business and get the word out with videos. Like I said, go on to my Home Inspector Facebook page, and you will see that I had a video that for a month I pinned to the top of my Facebook page, and then I broadcast it out. It was on what to expect from a home inspection. And I got more business because the agents forwarded that video to their clients. So videos are what people want. I'm not talking 25-minute videos. I'm talking 4 minutes. 4-minute video. You've got to start being sensitive to where your people are at that you're contacting. And with that in mind, we're almost out of time, but LinkedIn is where you're going to find lenders. LinkedIn is a business-to-business networking vehicle. How many of you are on LinkedIn now? Excellent. How many of you are posting on LinkedIn frequently? There you go. It doesn't do any good if you don't post. It doesn't do any good if you don't engage. How many of you are involved in any LinkedIn groups? You've got to get in the groups. Lender groups specifically. Looking for lenders, looking for 203K consultants in Fort Worth, Texas? Here I am. You will get people who will see that. You will find business opportunities because lenders are on LinkedIn, not so much on Facebook. They're a business-to-business relationship. They don't want to see puppies driving cars. Okay? They want business. So they will connect with you through LinkedIn, and you will get business. And I've had lenders, Association of Lenders, saying, hey, we want to talk to you at NAFAC about working with you and your association members. Mark Elliott crafted his entire $66,000 203K business on LinkedIn by simply saying, are you looking for a 203K consultant in this area? Call me. And frequently posting about what he does as a 203K consultant. And so lenders looking for 203K consultants or searching for about 203K or FHA consulting on the LinkedIn site, find him. And it's no game, it's all business. So what's your next slide, Yuri? Because we're just about done, right?
It's LinkedIn. I'm just going to close my presentation with one more. And to let you guys know that there is more coming, I want to also teach you guys how to create your list of contacts of prior clients that you have done home inspections for, and how you're going to continue targeting through emails.
You know why you want it? Why do you want to stay in contact with your past home inspection clients? They know people that may buy another house.
And what else can you offer now?
203K refis. Fannie Mae refi. Remember the house we inspected for you 4 years ago where we told you that the heater was almost at the end of its life expectancy? Well, it's 4 years later. It's there now. Why not refinance your mortgage and get that new heater plus some other repairs thanks to a Fannie Mae home style refinance or a 203K refinance with zero money down? You think that's a new conversation you can have with your past clients? An interesting conversation, isn't it? You've all been looking, and you know what? When you talk to real estate agents and you start presenting information about rehab loans, you're going to tell them they are always looking for something new to say to their past clients. Right? Real estate business is all about what? Referrals. Real estate business is about referrals. So if they now can say to them, hey, I just completed a CEU training, I just completed a training about renovation lending and 203K and Fannie Mae home style. So if you think you might want to sell your home in the near future and want to get it ready for sale, call me. I can help you talk about how to get some repairs completed so the home gets its maximum value. You think this is a conversation that a real estate agent might be able to have with their past clients? And who are they going to refer the business to for that rehab loan? You and your real estate partner, to your lending partner. It's very nice when lenders refer business to you, but it's even more cool when I can give an order to a lender. When I can give a loan to a lender, guess what? I have a friend for life. So receive business, but give back. Give them a way to make their lives better. Give them a way to generate income, and you will find that they will refer you more and more and more. So getting into social media, helping learn, whatever you learned here today, can you teach this to someone else? Can you share this with a real estate agent, a lender, a contractor? You think once you've learned how to do more with social media and SEO optimization, do you think contractors would like to know this information? Hold a 2-hour training for contractors on hashtagging once you learn how to do it. You think they'll show up? They're really rough on marketing. You think we're bad. They're really bad. And those are the contractors who are interested in marketing who you're going to add to your what? Contractor list.
I started my career doing door-to-door sales. And you no longer need to do that. You'll be knocking doors from your laptop, from your phone. So it's pretty cool.
Any questions? Did she do a great job?
Thank you so much.
Her first time out, did she do a great job? Excellent. Thank you. So, our next participant today who's going to share information with you is Peter Hopkins. And Pete's going to be coming up shortly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have Pete come up shortly. But before he comes up, I'm getting rid of this mic. Why am I holding this mic? Put this back. So you can hear me louder. Oh, yeah, you need to hear me louder absolutely, you need to hear me louder. No, so what I'd like for you to do while we're getting ready for Pete to come up, okay, let's see, where are we at? We are right on time, actually, fantastic. Okay, so Pete's going to come in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, does everybody have their laptop with them? Pull your laps out, guys. I'd like you to open up your laptops. Millennium Event is the one you want to use, and the password is capital B for Boulder 2018, all one phrase. It is working because I'm connected to it. That's the password for that Millennium Event. All right, log in. Boulder, I said capital B, Boulder. Right, capital B, Boulder. You two need to separate then. Good. So now, what I want you all to do is I want you to, as soon as I get this hooked up, every time it does this, I have to do this. Is it coming up slowly? Who's got, okay, if you've got it up, raise your hand. Boulder 2018.
I'm logged in, but it's just moving so slowly. Now
It's starting to do something? This is one of the challenges that we have when we are trying to work with you guys using Genesis in a classroom setting. All of us logging in at the same time, crowding the freeway. It didn't take your login? All right, try Millennial Guest. Maybe the Millennium Guest is for your hotel room, and you might, it might be a little too far away from the rooms, but try it if you can get onto Guest. You're in with Guest? Okay, if you can, either way, if you can get in. So how many of you have already set up your Genesis account? Okay? How many of you have not yet had a chance to set up your Genesis account? No worries. Okay? Because when you sign up with us, one of the first things we're going to do is walk you step by step through setting up your Genesis account. Now, we gave the pre-event information and instructions on how to create your Genesis account, and if you set it up already, that's great. The reason why I wanted you to have your Genesis open is so that we could share a step through of some of the things that I'm doing live. But if the system...
Could you clarify for the live stream audience that they don't need to go anywhere? They're getting confused about Boulder 2018.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Live stream audiences, thank you for that. That conversation about Boulder 2018 is for the live audience to log in to the Wi-Fi. So this is the Wi-Fi password for our live event. For those of you who are on live stream, I'd like you simply to just go on your computer to Genesis 203k.net. Thank you so much. So I want you to log into Genesis203k.net. Is everybody there? And you want to hit the dashboard button. That's right. So if you're looking at the screen right now, right here on the home page, you're going to hit login. If you are able to do it, that's great. If not, no worries. You can look at it on the screen up here. So what I want to talk to you about now are the different portals of Genesis. Genesis has different ways for each person who's dealing with Genesis to access the system. So there you can see one consultant company ID. Your company consultant ID is basically the folder name or the file cabinet name where all of your accounts will be located. So you need to create a name for your address for your company folder, your company cabinet. So you want to brand it to your business. So those of you who haven't set up your Genesis account yet, and for this weekend, everyone who's live streaming and who is live in the audience is getting to go in live and enter and create an account for free. So when you create your consultant company ID, you want to brand it to who you are. So, for example, if your home inspection company name is Total Care Home Inspection, you want to make it so that the name of your 203K consultant company ID should be Total Care 203K. You want to brand, because whenever a lender or a realtor or a borrower logs into your portal, they have to enter Total Care 203K. Yes, Greg. Hit the microphone, please.
Yesterday, I think you said if you put the 203K first, it'll put you at the top of the list, and that was what we were going to do.
Either way, that doesn't matter, because when I was talking yesterday, I was referring to when you are adding yourself to the real estate office's vendor listing. When you add yourself to the vendor list, you're going to list 203K consultant and then your company name above all the other names of all the different vendors. Does that make sense? Good question, because I'm sure someone else had a clarification question on that. Excellent. So, in your 203K consultant company ID, if you haven't set it up yet, don't try to do it now. Just write down the name you plan on using and make sure it's well branded to give people a remembrance of who you are. So give me some names of some of your companies. I'm sorry? Go ahead, Greg. Perfection Home Inspections. So his company name is Perfection Home Inspections. So what would be a good 203K consultant company ID? Perfection 203K. Make sense? Dave.
I didn't have the benefit of that sage advice when I set my is it possible to change the login name?
We can do it back from the back end. The programmer can change it. Okay, and let's do it now before you put any data in, because it's harder to do once you've got data. So what did you make yours, Dave?
Just, well, safety first home inspection, but I just put safety first.
All right, you just have safety first?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to change it to safety first 203K?
Yeah, that's it.
Got it. Yes, Z. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, so that's understand. Now, I explained that you wanted to brand, but now expounding on it better gives you a better feel for what I was saying. That's why we're here, right? All right, so anybody who wants to do that, no worries. When you've signed up and we have our first coaching call, we'll make that change for you. And remember, if you are not yet a consultant, it's not the priority because you won't be needing it right away. Right? Because you're not going to be using Genesis till you're certified. So we'll get it right before you have to need it. Good job. So let's take one. So I did the same thing as you guys did. I didn't put 203K on the end of mine. My company login is just Value Home. All right, so it's not a big deal. But everybody knows my company is Value Home. So all around the city of Philadelphia, I use Value Home. So I didn't want to make it too confusing because they already know me as Value Home. So the company name is Value Home Services. I could have made it Value Home 203K, but since everybody knows me as Value Home, that's what I've used. Okay? So now, I want to take you here to the contractor management system because this is what is the most amazing thing about Genesis. Unlike, let me get rid of that. Unlike any other 203K software that is out there, and there's only about 2 or 3, unlike any of the other systems, Genesis is the only system that allows your contractors to log directly into the system and enter their information, see their projects, process their draws, all inside the system from their phone. Now, before I hit the button, may I please suggest that all of you create some form of sample contractor login in your system and always click yourself as a bidder whenever you invite any other contractor to bid. That way you get a copy of the bidding information to whatever email account you want to send it to, as well as the contractors who's bidding, so they can't say to you, I didn't get the bid. Well, I did, and I sent myself a trial of it. So you might be able to take, so if your company name is Perfection 203K, create a dummy Gmail account, perfectioncontractor@gmail.com with the password whatever. And then create a contractor record inside your Genesis account so that whenever you send out a bid, you send a bid to yourself. Dave? You don't want to use the same account that you use as a consultant because you're also going to get an email as a consultant telling you that the emails have been sent out. You won't be able to, you'll be confused. You want a totally separate email account that you can log into and see that it's working.
You need a separate email account from the inspection?
Totally separate email account for your dummy contractor account. Just a separate dummy email account with a dummy name of a contractor. So name it after your dog, okay? skippycontractor@gmail.com with a password that you can log into. Then what you're going to do is, let me go back. So you see, I have 2 separate emails in my Genesis system. Inside Genesis, you have your company. And as a company administrator, you need to have an administrator login, which is an email and password. That's your administrator login. inside the company portal, you see that? I can now add multiple consultants. So these are the consultants in my company. Okay? This is my live record. Got it? Each one of them have their own email account. So when I log in as a consultant, my email that I use is my branded email address, 203k@valuehomeservices.net. My login as the administrator is my administrator login, C. Hall @ValueHomeInspections. And when I log in as the administrator, I can now add consultants, and I can add contractors. Get it? This is built out so that you can have a multi-inspector organization. Rob, you see what I'm doing here? We talked about this earlier. So now you're going to have your list of contracts. So you see, as the owner of the company, I still have a separate record as a consultant. Everybody getting this? Or are we just all too hot? So those who are live streaming, you're going to need to know that you can use the same email address for yourself and for yourself as a consultant, but it's going to confuse you. So I recommend have a separate email for your admin and a separate email for you as a consultant. And make sure the email that you use for the consultant is the one that's branded to your activities, because that's the email address that will be used to send out emails to your clients and your contractors. So how many of you have your own domain? In other words, @precisionhomeinspection.com. Okay? How many of you are not using AOL, Gmail, YouTube, Yahoo as an extension on your email address? Thank you. Who is using AOL, Gmail, Google? Get rid of it. Get a domain. You can buy it from Google. You can get your domain on Google so that people are emailing you, Brian at what is it? Playo? All right, so Brian at PlayoConsultingServices.com. Jeff, you're using what, Gmail? Get rid of that. You've been told that many times. Yeah, yeah, you've been told that before. You should have a, yes, Ken. Because it doesn't look professional enough. It's not professional. It looks set up yesterday, absolutely. Because everybody can get a Gmail account for free. It isn't professional enough for a business. And it doesn't brand you well enough. So if your email address is your whole name at gmail.com, that's not a business brand. Scott, you want to hit the mic? Thank you, dear. Hey, Linda, can you tell Pete we'll be ready for him shortly?
Okay, so just to confirm here, I followed your YouTube video and everything and set all this up, but I didn't see the big picture. So when I set it up, I had used my email that I use for my business.
Okay.
And so my company email was to our contact, which is to our admin and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But then I set my personal up for my consultant one.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with that is that I get copied on all the emails that comes into admin.
Yes.
So I'm going to double up and everything. So,
right.
So I think it helps to get the big picture on what we're talking with the emails. And if we can share, or like if I set up a contractor email within our domain name, is that sufficient, or should?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I have my test contractor is testcontractor@nafdac.org.
Okay.
It's just another email under my domain.
Yeah.
And it's not an alias, it's a full-fledged email account, because I want to be able to go into that email account.
So for any of us that set that up in advance and it needs to be adjusted,
We can adjust it on the call.
and we'll do it later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to log in at my test contractor login account. I only have like 7,500 email accounts. I think that's the password. Please be right. Please be right. Nope. I'll open the vault and get it that way. There we go. Here we go. So we're going to find the password for testcontractor@nafag.org. Oh, it is, test contractor. Oh, that's under Genesis. Ugh. I'm not sure what the password is. Oh, well, I can't. What I do is I can log directly into that account, into that separate email account, and see all the bids. Okay? So now if I log in as into Genesis now, so here's my list of consultants. Here's all the list of contractors in my database. I have 123 contractors in my database, broken out by different areas and addresses. And here's the cool part about Genesis. I have consultants in PA, Delaware, and New Jersey. I have contractors, all the contractors in my database show up on the admin site. Okay? On the individual consultant page, when they click consultant, only if my Delaware consultant, when he logs in as a consultant, when my Delaware consultant logs in as a consultant, on the consultant page, he only sees the DE contractor, the Delaware contractors. He doesn't need to see the New Jersey contractors. And if I have a contractor that works in PA, New Jersey, and Delaware, when I put them in on here, it shows up on all their sites. If I put them just in through the Delaware consultant, it only appears on the Delaware. So I can be very specific on who's seeing what. Does that make sense? So who's here doing business in Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri? You may have a Kansas contractor who doesn't go to Missouri, and a Missouri contractor who won't go to Kansas. You have, your consultants will be able to, if you have one consultant who's going to work just in Kansas, and one is going to work just in Missouri, you can have just those contractors in those specific areas. You like that? I set this up the way I wanted it because as I was working in all 3 states, because I do, I didn't want to see the contractors that I work in Delaware on the list. I'm looking at New Jersey. Who wants to see all that? So as an admin, I get to see all the contractors, and when the and you were saying, okay, the contractors, and then you can see the name of the person who set it up. So you can see where it says R. Tammy, that's my New Jersey consultant. So those are the ones he set up for just New Jersey. But since I'm the admin, I can see them all. And if a contractor calls and says, I don't remember my password, I can't get into Genesis, no worries. You can go in and reset his password to dummy. Okay? And then say, here, log back in, the password is dummy. Have a nice time. Make sense? So now, what you're looking at here is my ability to manage my business. I can change the password for my consultants manually. I can manage everything about what I do, and then my consultants and my contractors log in and see those files and activities that only they are involved in. So now, we're going to have a wonderful conversation. Do you have a presentation, Pete? Do you have a thumb drive? Pete? Pete? Come on up. No, we're ready for you, dear. It's 2:17.
I was ready at 2:14.
Pete Hopkins from United Infrared, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
hook this up here.
All right, if anybody hasn't had a chance, this is something you can take home with you. It's an article I wrote for basically the ASHI Reporter, but it basically explains a lot about sewer inspections and the importance of it. I think everybody got the understanding, as we talked about, for a renovation consultant, basically, that this is an approved opportunity. What I want you guys to understand key about these types of inspections and why they're important for you is that traditionally, when you're going through a home, you basically are looking at...
Turn your mic on, Pete.
Oh, yeah. No. Let me just get from the first slide. Can you hear me now? All right. So, as I was saying, the key things to understand of what the importance of understanding the underground piping drain system is that when you do a property evaluation and you're looking at maybe tubs, toilets, sinks, faucets, traditionally you may be doing just a functional drainage test. And a functional drainage test used to be defined by most standards as basically running the shower and that the drain would handle the water it produced. Now, most of the standards have removed what that definition is, but don't get me wrong, they will use that in a court of law if they ever try to define whether or not there was a problem with a home, that they'll say, hey, did you test this? So those are things that we might normally be looking at. But what I want you to understand is that a functional drainage test does not tell you the condition of the sewer. And here's some key things, whether it's a refinance or it's a new purchase transaction, I can tell you that people, and you guys all know this, they will accept certain things in a home, like maybe damage, and maybe your consultancy will basically cover this if they've got damaged products in the house like doors, windows, frames, things like that, drywall that might be as part of this transaction to get repaired. But people will be flexible on certain things in a used home. But one thing they will not accept is a broken sewer. If you can think of any of you that would ever buy a home and you found out that the sewer is broken, you're not going to accept that. And, you know, we get transactions where if it isn't a real estate transaction, some of the concerns I've heard is people saying that real estate agents might say, oh, this is a deal killer. Well, let me tell you what a killer is. Let's say that we're even in a refinance or a 203-key consultancy, whatever it may be, okay? If this is not found out, they move in, family of 4, and that sewer backs up, lender, what happens? Who are they mad at? Everybody. They got a defective house. I have pictures, and I'm going to show you in a slide, of somebody who moved into a home, and 2 weeks later, their tub was full of brown water. I don't think anybody in this room would accept that. The first thing they want to know is, who do I call? Their mind is very upset. So if there's a real estate agent involved here, do you think they're ever going to use them again? They blame them for everything. In fact, I'm from California. They just sue everybody in our state. Okay? So they're going to name everybody who had anything to do with this transaction. I want you to understand one key thing. The minimum repair on a sewer line is $2,500. If you've got an underground pipe 4 feet down that has damage, fracture, the minimum repair is $2,500, and that's on sleeving the line. So now let's get started with this presentation. All right? So we're going to get to the root of it. This is a webinar that I did several months ago with Catherine, and helping understand why. We talked about the fact already that a sewer inspection is an allowable fee that can be added to your consultancy that you're doing with them and your recommendations. These are things that you can do that will be additional revenue generators for you on that product. So what I'm hoping you can do is what the bottom tagline here is: expand your vision and understand there is more money available for you. So let's go through the agenda, get to the root of it, and excuse me if I'm going fast, but I'm going to take an hour and turn it into a half. All right?
Thank you.
All right, so get to the root of it. Can I make some money of it? Why do it? Will my borrowers go for it? What kind of equipment does it take? Sewer basics. Show me some examples. Show me the money. Yes, I'm going to try and get all this in that time. All right, so right now, think of what you currently do in a transaction. What are the processes that you offer in this transaction? All right? Think about the revenue that you generate. All right? Now, if you were to offer additional approved services, would you be a chosen consultant? Would they be more interested in the guy who can offer the bigger package, the guy who can offer more services and do it in one service call instead of 3 or 4? So even if this was an approved service and it got done separately, the people involved, whether it's the homeowner, home buyer, time equals, answer the question. The more time it takes, it seems like, the less we make. All right? So what you got to understand is that if you're going to increase your risks, you want to get paid for it. The insurance company's no different. You all have probably a life insurance, car insurance, medical insurance. If you were to call your broker and say, hey, I want a $500,000 policy on my car, what would he say? Show me the money. Yeah, he's going to give you that policy. He needs to make more money. Of course, you are the same way. You are going to offer additional services, which equates to additional liability in cases, but that case you want to make sure you get paid for it. So this will increase your income. It's a needed service because it's going to tell people something they don't already know. All right. So think of what you guys do and what you are for a living as a 203K consultant. Some of you are already doing it, and some of you are brand new to this. Okay? That's the purpose of you attending here today and coming to this event so that you can learn how you can make additional money, and whether it's offering the service or for those that are already doing it, how you can increase your services. So think about you as guiding this person in this transaction and helping them. Keep in mind, when a property's in need of repairs, they depend on a consultant to help you. See, I hire a CPA. Could I do my taxes? Yes, I'd probably do a terrible job of it. My CPA does wonderful measures, and he's worth the money that I pay him. You are worth the money that somebody else pays you in this case, right? All right. So you're there to provide advice on what services need to be done. I'm going to tell you statistically, on my homes that I do, I have done 7,000 building inspections. All right? Since I started doing sewer inspections, okay, 70% of the homes I inspect have problems in the drain line. Sometimes it can be as simple as a little bit of root entry or a low point in the line, but I have obviously those worst case scenarios where the entire drain line is shot. The entire system has to go out. Those are sometimes in the $20,000 to $40,000 range, depending on how long it is. So understand, very important service that you can offer. So you're looking out for your client's best interest, and obviously by doing so, offering services like this. Your clients will listen to you. They're hiring you as an expert. If you're involved in a real estate transaction, you probably are the most trusted person in the entire transaction, more than anybody, okay? Some guys do termite inspections. Sometimes those are bank appraisals, bank. They want to make sure their investment is good. The property evaluation and the recommendations that are provided are for them, so that they don't get hit with cost after they go in. If we can predict the future, hell, none of us would even be doing this. We would all be in Las Vegas, right? But if we can look for clues that can lead us to understanding why, I can figure out the heating system in this place, guys. I can tell you why you're not cool enough right now. I'm feeling it. Are you? Yeah. All right. So is there a need for sewer inspections? So the average cost of a sewer line replacement is between $7,500 or about $106 a foot. Now, I'm going to tell you these things vary throughout the country and where you are. All right? So that can range $50 to $250. Anything you do in California, you know, I was looking at, Michelle was showing me some new features on ISN, and she was showing me my inspection. She says, geez, you're all over the place. You know, I literally from Tijuana border up to Los Angeles. But she was showing me my highest inspection fees and how the system can outline where my biggest fees are. It's Newport Beach. You know, I get good inspection fees. So if you ever do an inspection in Newport Beach, you'll find the clients going, everybody who comes here just reams me. Well, of course, man. They double their fee. They know where you are. What zip code do you need me at? All right. So keep in mind that inspections identify visual conditions. But unfortunately, if you're looking at a sink and you see that it's cracked sink, but or you test some water, you're not knowing the condition of the drain line. All right? So most standards of practice state that the drain lines are part of our inspection, except 98% of that is concealed. The only part we see is underneath the sink, but it's all concealed. So you're required to do something that you can't do, so you got exclusions in whatever standard you might follow. However, This opens your vision. I have a lot of guys saying, what's the liability? Well, if you open an electrical panel and you don't see the double taps, well, you're just dumb. It's right there. I'm sorry to break it to you, but the reality is that when you run a camera down the system, you got to look at it. You can't close your eyes. It's not going to talk to you. But using your expertise, which all of you, anybody not an expert in here? Right. We're all experts. You're going to be looking at that camera as it goes down, and when you see a problem, you document it. It's very simple. This is what I saw. This is what I recommend. This is how much we're going to estimate in costs. All right? So it allows you to see the unseen. Time. What I'm going to do is bring reality to money, time, effort, and the return on investment. All right? So 15 to 30 minutes of work. Are there homes that will take longer? Yes. Are there homes that will take less? Yes. Wednesday, my very last inspection this week took me 7 minutes total. I charged $175 for that, and the buyer was thrilled. The credit card is so amazing how fast the money goes from his account to mine. All right. It'll bring to light the unseen, obviously potentially saving the clients thousands. If they go through a problem, we've already talked about this. Who are they going to blame? Everybody. So will my clients go for it? All right. Like I said, broken doors, they can negotiate that. These are things that can be easily done. Nobody cancels a transaction or ultimately gets pissed because there's a broken bedroom door. All right? Broken sewer, totally different. It's going to be a requirement of a sale or renovation or the fact that it's refi. And why is anybody even interested? Why would HUD or any bank be interested in this? Okay. Before you get a loan, they pull your credit. Anybody disagree with me? What are they doing when they pull your credit? They're determining your risk, correct? They want to see, are you going to pay back this loan? We're going to give you this much money. Are you going to pay this back? All right. What happens if a lot of people buy the most they can buy? So they're like at that, I think, 44% debt to income ratio that somebody might be able to get. You might get a little bit more. They get, what's the most expensive I can buy? Okay. What happens if you get hit with a $30,000 repair? You don't have it. What happens? You could foreclose. You could lose this home and everything. So is this all starting to make sense? That if we can know this ahead of time and we can get this in your loan, you are more likely to follow through on it. You're going to be a better risk for any bank if they can help you understand, the government who backs these loans, to help you understand what's going on first. All right. So knowing up front is far better than finding out later. So it's a win-win, happy clients. They don't have a sewer that backs up because nobody wants the brown water I'm about to show you. All right, so from a broker's perspective, a lot of agents, basically the smart ones. I had an agent once tell me, he says, Peter, you do your job, I'll do mine. I loved it. I repeat this statement a lot. And the reason why is because if this house is not meant for my client, I don't want him to buy it. That was a very smart agent. Because if he sells them a house because he's thinking of the almighty commission, there's a problem there. Because he's never going to be used again. He's not a guy who's thinking about the future. Are you thinking about your future? Are you investing in your future? All right, so there's an example of a home. 1974 townhome, 2,100 square foot. This home closed escrow. No sewer inspection. All right? They got a backup. This was in the house. That is what came out of once they pulled the toilet. All right, what I want you guys to understand is that tree growing in the house? No, it just wants to feed its family. Same thing as us. We're going to go do what we have to and work as hard as we have to and add services and educate ourselves so we can make money to feed our family. That tree wants to grow. Okay? So those roots are probably running 15, 20 feet through that line because the more root he can get in there, the more he can suck of those nutrients. He don't care if he clog you.
Okay.
This is real. This is real. All right? These are pictures that were sent to me because a broker that I spoke with helped me understand the importance of them doing it and why they're doing it and recommending it on every home sale that they have. This is what you guys need to be doing, and if you don't do it, you leave money on the table. All right, so in your business, think about this. This is a general rule of thumb. How many homes, whether you're as a refinance, new purchase that you're involved in, fall in this? They're over 20 years old, brand new clean out sometimes. It's any one of these. Or has trees between the house and the street or the septic. Okay? What percentage of homes fall within this? I'm helping you do the math to make sense.
80%.
Anything less than 50%? No? Any
No.
hands? No?
No.
60%.
70.
Jeez.
70 or
All
more.
right. So if we say that more than half, just to be fair for the people like where I live, where a lot of homes are new. I'm in the slab and grade country, you know, where 20% of the homes are raised foundations and stuff. But I still have a great opportunity in California. But if they fall in any of these categories, they're a candidate for a sewer inspection. All right? Now, raise your hands. How many of you would like to make more money?
Woohoo!
How many of you are comfortable where you're at, you're good, and you're probably going to die soon? All right. So we got this straight. We understand where everybody is. All right. So I'm going to tell you statistically, this varies throughout the country. Unfortunately, for those in Colorado, this seems to be one of the lowest rates in the state. You'll agree? For sewer inspections. In my area, they range from $200 to $500. The main company who does sewer inspections in my area, and this is where you need to do the research, is $350 where I am. Okay? So this is how I priced myself, is based on that. I want to charge relatively what they're charging. Now, if you're in an area where they're getting $150, I'm not interested in doing standalone sewer inspections for $150. Okay? So what I'm going to do is price myself at $250. Because for me to show up, that's where the money is. I'm already there, whether it's a consultant, property inspection, whatever you're doing, your money to show up is already there. Okay? Then after that, everything is bonus opportunity. So if we go there and it's $150, I'm going to charge $250, but I'm going to make an amazing offer. You know, this is how I do it in my business. You can do whatever you like. If the market will bear $250 on a 203K, then charge that. Okay? If it's a resale transaction or a home buy where they have options, then maybe you might want to look at giving that opportunity to reduce that a little bit. So I always want to come a little bit under what everybody else is. And you know what? Real estate agents and most people in the transaction are a little bit lazy. They don't necessarily want to have multiple calls and visits. So if you're a one-call shop, they're going to call you to do it. And they're going to pick you over the alternative who may not offer those services. So first, make sure, once again, you determine your fee, and then I come in a little bit under. So in my case, there's guys at $200 at a minimum in my area, so I charge $350, but if it's done at my time of survey, I do it for half price. So it's a half price add-on. Now, once again, I'm just giving you how my business runs, and the majority that do it, whether it's part of a home inspection or property inspection, and you may have some different methods with a consultant opportunity. All right? All right, so to basically, as a pitch, make sure the home is a candidate. You want to make sure, let's say if you're on site and they haven't elected to do this yet, and maybe you're doing it on site, we pre-sell them. I use a call center. They pre-sell them up front. You may be booking your jobs up front saying, hey, do you want an underground lateral inspection, all of that, then you're going to encourage them. You can sell it up front. But if for some reason you're on a different type of transaction and you're there on site where the people are there and they're making that option, obviously you find that accessible. I want you to understand that you may not be able to do every home, okay? There are limitations. How many of you guys move furniture in the house when you do your inspections? No? You do? All right, you're unique.
Better not.
You know how you catch a unique rabbit? All right. So there's always these unique ones. So most people don't move furniture to do inspections. You know, like we're not going to move a picture frame or a big mirror. There could be a hole in that wall that could be additional costs that we don't know. That's maybe where a reserve fund or something might be in those cases. So I can't get into every sewer cleanout. But I'll tell you this much. If the sewer cleanout comes off, it's probably got a problem. Anybody want to guess why? Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those who have hair in the audience, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't want to make it like that. You all know who you are. Anyways, your hair grows. And when you cut your hair, what happens? It grows back. So you have to cut your hair again. The tree root is no different. I had a property inspection where I did a sewer inspection, and a year later, I got called back. And they said, oh, they fixed the sewer. Oh, no, what did they do? Oh, they had the rooter come out. He just cut the hair. I did the inspection from a year and something later, and I have the same picture with the same roots back in the same place. They didn't fix it. And that's the key behind this, is that calling in a rooter to trim the hair is not the answer. It's going to need to be repaired. And ever seen a little tree coming out of a sidewalk? And what happens? The sidewalk starts to lift and expand. That thing is strong. And that's going to happen in the root, too. It's going to bust it up. I have pictures of that. All right, so I use the fee structure. You guys will have to understand that. Now, here, I want you to understand this key. Remember I showed you the brown tub? If I show that to every customer, people buy out of fear. Fear why? Fear that if they don't do it, what could happen? Sometimes I get surveys that have nothing wrong, like Wednesday night. I was happy to make the money. He was happy that I found nothing wrong. Okay? People buy out of fear. And if they don't know, that's why they want to do it, because they're afraid of that. All right, so anatomy of the system. Keep in mind the sewer scan is done between the house and the city connection or the septic system. It works on private sewage systems as well. There is a separation between the two. I also have calls. Do you guys have the requirement to locate the water well, the distance between the septic and the well? Some of them have requirements on that. By using the sewer camera, it has an emitter and a locator, so you can locate the septic tank. That's another key thing, because sometimes they don't know where the septic tank is. When you run this camera down the line, you can find it because you turned on an emitter, and that's all part of that package. All right. Yeah, so that's another benefit, and there might be additional revenues for that, because some people charge for septic locating. She does. All right. So now you get to charge for sewer inspections, too. All right. So broken, cracked, bellies, those are all conditions that you're going to find in the lines. So basically, keep in mind, contrary to what people tell you, sewer cleanouts have pretty much always been required. You may not be able to find it. If you can't find it, you've got to understand you're after the cream of the crop. You're going to do what you can. That's why, especially on a 203K, you probably want to price it accordingly so that it's budgeted for, that if you can't do it, that somebody else could. Okay? So it might be priced so that it can cover anybody else, should that be. You're only offering that opportunity if you can get it done when you're there. Obviously, the grade levels are very easy. Sometimes we go through a roof. That's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to explain to you, is that tree's just trying to feed its family. You can't blame them. If you left opportunity, do you blame him? We're all here for opportunity. We want to make as much money as we can. So don't get mad at the root. But we got to fix that. If that was a sealed line, that root would never have done that. He's just getting his head around it. All right. So to do this stuff, you would need to use a sewer camera, obviously, to see through the system. All right? So there's a lot of types of cameras on the market today. I want you to understand, you can always do cheaper, right? We have a choice when we buy a vehicle. We have a choice when we buy a product on the market. You can always get cheaper. But sometimes when we buy it cheap, we get exactly what we pay for. You know this statement. You know, when I got in the business, my mentor told me, Peter, you got to buy this ladder, a Little Giant ladder. All right? How many of you use Little Giant? That's interesting. I'm going to tell you, here's a tip. I heard Catherine give you some tips. I'm going to tell you a tip for those with Little Giant who want to know about Little Giant. Okay? The one you see at Costco is not the Little Giant you buy. I want you to understand that there is another product. It's called the Velocity. They do not sell this at Costco. They do not sell it at Lowe's. It is a lighter weight ladder. It's 7, 8 pounds lighter. When we use a ladder for a roof or going up in an attic, you're carrying that thing with you. And most people get frustrated at the weight. This is the lightest weight 17-footer out there. So write down Velocity. Okay, so I do sell the Little Giant line for that reason. It's a little bit more expensive, but I told Little Giant, you guys can sell a $500 ladder. If you decrease the weight of that one, I'll have no problem selling it, because that is one of our most used tools. And it's also the heaviest tool that we usually carry. So, you know, you need a good receptacle tester, a good flashlight, good ladder. All right, so a lot of types of cameras on the market. Things to think about: what kind of car do you drive? Some of you got to, like this was one of my cars. My miles per gallon is important. I have a very large coverage area. I drive 100 miles in each direction for inspections at times. I charge for it, But I got to be able to control that. Now, if I think about a sewer camera like this, it's an open reel system. That was a big factor for me. So the Chinese, the ones that are low cost, are open reels. You're always going to find that, and those Chinese ones are all going to be 25% more starting in a couple of weeks, just to remember. So, you know, anyways, but I don't want an open reel system in my car, okay, because of the odor. I chose this particular one just because it seals up in a case. It's got a 100-foot cable. Sewer cleanouts are required every 100 feet, so I'm covered. If I don't have an accessible cleanout, is that my fault? Hey, I don't remove the picture on the wall either. So if there was a hole in the wall, there's certain things you can't do, and that's where contingencies might be a factor. All right, how much camera do you need? There's 200-foot cameras out there. Well, I just told you, a cleanout's required every 100 feet. We're only required to do what we can. Our primary job on this survey is to determine if we have a problem or not. If there's a problem, there's going to be additional inspections, which will be appropriated for in your forms or recommendations. That if we found root growth, you're now going to need somebody to come out, clear that, and do additional analysis. If you went 100 feet and the other clean out down the way is blocked, you're going to say, hey, odds are you found problems in the first 100 feet. You have a question, sir? Yes, it has a counter on them. Yeah, they have a counter. It tells you exactly how long you are. So keep in mind, there's 200-foot cameras. They're bulkier systems. Do you have the room in your vehicle to carry it? And the exposure. So like I said, 100 feet, most times you're going to find the problems. Two types of camera heads. There's a fixed and a pan and tilt. I like pan and tilt. And the reason why is it gives me opportunities for other types of surveys. Chimney inspections, for example. All right? You can use a pan and tilt. What's the problem with a fixed focus camera? 95% of the sewer cameras on the market are this head on the top. It looks forward only. The problem is to see a problem over here, you have to be up here with a fixed focus camera. Whereas I can go down here with a pan and tilt, turn it, and look, and I'm only a couple inches away. So there are things that if chimney inspections are an opportunity for you to add as well as a consultant, then maybe you can add that as well. So that's a big factor for me. There's only 2 brands that I know of that produce it, and one of them is the brand that I recommend. All right, you're going to need a recording. At some point, you're going to need to be able to show what you looked at, and you can provide the proof of it. You can also reevaluate it. So when you guys are doing your reports, you can extract photos, images, and you can review your findings again and again. So you're always going to want a recorder. It's absolutely necessary. This is one of my early on inspections. I want you to understand this passed all the functional water tests in the house. All right? But it was a 98% clog in the line. That is all roots. This was a $2,500 repair, by the way. This was just one section of pipe, 19 feet. So remember you were asking, sir, about the counter? There's the counter right there. It tells you the date, the time, so you have everything to prove it there. All right, so keep in mind that if problems are found, if you do need to locate those problems, these cameras do come. There's a locator in the package. You can locate the fault in the line. All right? So if you need to find depth, there are opportunities for doing that as well. So it depends on the level of report that you're going to be providing your clients. That, you know, for me, I only use locate on about 20% of my surveys. The reasons why is because my job is to determine if we have a problem or not. If we have a problem, then I'm going to require additional review and repair. So that's where money would be appropriated to that. But if I have just one problem or simple and they need more information, then I might be able to pull out my locator to locate where it is. If I need depth, then you'll have a little bit more investment in this locator because this one does additional depth. So you have depth option on your particular locator, and that leaves you the feature. So it's an option that you have if you need it, but most cases we don't. All right, so battery or plug-in. Most of the sewer cameras are plug-in. So you have to make sure you have electricity. What if you got a vacant home with no power? What do you do? So battery powered was important to me. You'll have probably 2 hours of life on each battery. Most the cameras that I sell have 2 batteries. All right, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see, guys. All right, so as I told you, 70% of the surveys I do have faults in them, whether it's a belly or line. This particular case, this is a massive root growth between like an ABS or cast iron pipe to a clay. They're different size diameters, so these pipes will separate and root growth occurs in them. So absolutely, you do not know this unless you have a camera. All right, so this is it's kind of hard to see it with the lighting, but this is a belly where I'm about to go swimming. So right before I go in that swimming pool, I'm looking at it, I take a picture, I know, hey, at 15 feet, this was at 50 feet, that this was occurring. All right?
Excuse me, just a second.
Yes?
How quickly can you learn things like that's roots?
And this is a great question. He
So,
said,
hang on.
repeat his question. He said, how quickly, yeah, so if anybody uses the microphone
We've
just
got
for
5
recording
minutes left.
purposes.
So how
Okay.
quickly can you learn the different things like this?
You're going to learn it in my 5-hour online training course. So I teach you everything you need to know about doing sewer scans. As part of the purchase, I give you the training for free. All right? So I'm going to teach you all the conditions that occur. All right, so there's close-up, 59 feet, root growth. This was basically like a nail that was in a line. This is something that will grab. This is only 8 feet down the line. You go down, you would never have known this. This is on a 10-year-old house, guys. 10-year-old. So I do get clients with newer homes that want to do it because the money is not the factor up front. The $175, $100, this may be a lot of money, seems like, but it's nothing compared to the fix. And so that scare tactic alone,
Remember, with a 203K project,
it's
you
included.
have a limited contingency reserve. The more you'll need this, the time when you'll need this is when you have the smaller projects. Because if you have only a $40,000 project and the house is vacant and unoccupied and it's over 30 years old, okay, and you only get $40,000, even at 20%, what is that amount of contingency? $8,000. So now, how much is the average cost for a sewer repair?
Well, 2,500.
$2,500
Yeah.
to start. So now here's the thing. Is it worth it to your client to spend $175 for a sewer scan on the home that has the utilities turned off to find out, to save themselves the fact that they might exhaust their contingency? Because do you think that we're going to need that contingency on other things in the home? Vacant, unoccupied, utilities off, over 40 years old? And here's the thing. Who's responsible for the cost of the repairs? Say it again.
The owner of the house. The owner of the house.
The borrower, the owner of the house. Kimberly mentioned yesterday, remember? The borrower is responsible for all costs of repairs. And if the contractor's costs are exceeded, where does the money have to come from? The borrower's pocket. So here's the thing you're going to say to your clients. Here's what I say to them. Okay, we've got a 40-year-old house. Right there in the front yard is a huge oak tree. Next to it is another oak tree that's already lifted up the concrete, that we're going to have to repair the concrete. And there's my sewer clean out right there in the piece of concrete that I'm lifting up. The utilities are off, and I can't tell what's going on. I recommend that we spend $175 to do a sewer scan. You're going to pay me for the cost, and at closing, that is considered allowable fee. It's added to your escrow, and it comes back to you deducted off your closing costs. So the money comes back to you. And if we find that there's a problem in the sewer line, which I'm probably thinking there probably is, we can include the cost of the repair in the scope of work, and we don't have an unforeseen problem that could exhaust your contingency and possibly come out of your pocket. So when you explain it that way, what's the client going to say? Why isn't your scope down there now?
You're going to be doing it.
And then, I'm sorry, Jeff? What are you waiting for? And then you're going to do this report, and you're going to give it to the contractor, and you're going to be able to say to him, I need you to get your plumber to estimate the cost to correct a problem that is 18.8 feet down, or whatever the information that we're going to give them. Because guess what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to dig up the entire yard, right? To get to that, to sleeve it?
Well, no, to sleeve it, they don't need to dig, but if they dig it up, yes. But there are options where they do not have to dig it up. And that's what I'm showing you right here. Is this picture, this is a sleeve line where they didn't have to dig it up. They used basically a robot to do this. And that's the sleeve, that's this repair right here. That's what it looks like.
So here's the thing. I want you to understand, and this is something, this is so critical. This is so critical. And it's something you're going to teach your real estate professionals when you present this to them as well. 203K is not necessarily the tool you're going to pull out of your tool belt for every transaction, correct? Sewer scan is not necessarily going to be the thing you need for every transaction you do, correct? But if you do need it,
You have it.
you'll have it. If the client is going to benefit from it, it's something to consider you investing to provide that feature and benefit for them so that they can be able to protect their investment in the rehab of this property. Now, Pete, you're out of time. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, I got 2 minutes because I saw the fish hook come down, but I was dodging the hook for a little bit.
The hook is here.
Let me see if I can get through this. I just want to show you a couple more photos and explanation and how you make it all happen.
Soon I'm going to give them a cookie break. I don't know if they want cookies after watching all this.
Oh, man, you might be blowing cookies. They heard that one. So these are just some more pictures, heavy scale. I teach you all about this in the training. And this is a broken line where they added a sewer clean out. They shattered the whole clay line. This is a $10,000 repair. So perfect storm, 20-plus-year-old home, sewer line, trees. So there's cities that are now starting to require sewer scans. In California, there are 8 cities that require a sewer inspection as part of a real estate transaction. There are provinces in Canada that require this. I predict this will be happening more and more. All right, so anyways, there's testimonials, there's guys, the best pay raise they could ever give when they're multi-inspector firms is to add a sewer inspection because these guys are usually commission-based. If they can make in 15 minutes more, a little, 30% more money, why not do it? So there's a lot of things that, what they do and responses that people give me. Let me just tell you, the training, like I said, is included with the camera. You don't have the money, don't worry, I got financing. So I can make it work, and really the reality is this is what it comes down to. If you believe that you can do one of these a month, you will pay for the camera and a finance. So whether it's cash out of your pocket like Marcy, she took her hard-earned money and invested in her future. If you believe that you can do one of these a month, if you were using bank's money, lending, you could pay for this, and everything over that is cash in pocket. So there's some specials that I have. I am here till 5 today, at which point I will be heading to the airport, but I will hang out if you guys have questions at the cookie break. And so anyways, moral of the story is I'm in an infrared business, but I'm also opportunity for everybody and helping you understand. If you do have cameras that can take cool pictures like infrared, I got to drive this car. That's the car I got to drive 135 miles an hour.
And the reason why I didn't have him talk to you about infrared is not because it's not a great resource, but it really isn't necessary for what we do as FHA consultants.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Hey, guys, was that valuable information? We've got about maybe 2. We could take 2 questions. We have about 2 question time.
I'm happy to.
Any questions? He did so good. You guys have no questions?
That means I did
my...
One
over here. Good.
Right. Yes, sir.
Here you go, Scotty.
So would you typically say a house is on PVC, you can let it ride? Okay.
No, ABS and PVC, the typical problem with ABS and PVC is bellies.
Okay.
So what happens is when they dig the trench for the line, the backfill, when they backfill, they don't compact the trenches properly, and when they backfill, the lines get a low point. That causes clogs in the system. So ABS and PVC, which is our newer systems, do not preclude them from the problem.
Good question. Thank you. Anyone
else?
Excellent
question. Yes,
All
sir.
right, over here, Greg. Stop it.
Hi. You showed that that one sewer line where you had it all built up and then afterwards you could eat your lunch down there. Was that cleaned out with a water jet?
No. So, water jet usually, hydrojet is usually used for scale on cast iron lines. What they use a router. So there's a cutter. So it's like the hair barber. So
was
they
this
cut
good
it.
information? He'll be here to talk to you guys. We actually have the webinar on the website, so you can watch the information that he shared with you all. So let's continue. All right, we have a little bit more. He went a little bit over, so I'm going to talk a little faster. We might push our break back maybe about 5 minutes, but the break is ready. And I want to give you guys a chance to not think about sewer before you break. So, do you guys want to break now and then come back and just plow through to the end?
Or you had to go too quick on that?
Cookie, you're not going to drop a cookie? Okay, so it is now 2:57, 3 o'clock. Can you guys be back here at 3:15? 3:15, go for it.
Catherine will prove it.
Cookies are there, go for it.
Make of my presentation? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I'll give you my card.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll go to Sam's.
they were going to get out of this weekend? No more? Did I over-deliver or under-deliver? Did I feed you well enough? And did we have fun? Are we having fun? Not at all. None whatsoever. How many of you are never going to want to hear the song Happy again? I'll shoot you if you say that. Put your hands down. Oh, my gosh. Put your hand down. Oh, you're already tired of it. I could have played the song, but I don't know it that well, from the movie Troll or Gnome or whatever. That's okay, not so bad. All right, well, this is my favorite song, so it gets played. So guess what? Hold your own event, and you can pick the song you put up there. That's right. I pay for it. I got it, Toyota. So what we're going to talk about right now is a couple of things. But before we do that, let me just ask you a quick question. Have you made some friends? Do you think you want to stay connected? Is it okay if we share your email and phone number with everybody in the room? Live stream audience, would you like to be able to be connected with all these amazing people who showed up live? So let me ask live audience, should we share our details with the live stream? Oh my goodness, the consensus might not be there, guys. So maybe they should come to the April event. So we need to see you at the April event? Okay, so the April event, just to give you a little bit of an insight on what's happening in April when we're in Weston, Florida, we will be going through the House of Horrors again, and in that time, since we are growing, it's going to be those who choose to go. It will not be a mandatory event to go to the House of Horrors in April, and we're going to be having, while the people are at the House of Horrors in the afternoon of the first day, we're going to have a special concentrated breakout session with Yari and getting your social media system set up to speed. Who would like to be able to spend 4 hours with Yari and personally getting your social media system set up? Okay? And so those of you who have already gone to the House of Horrors, either at this event or previous 203K Discovery Days, we're going to be now making it an optional course. Okay? And so we're going to be adding more content, more details, more resources. At every new event, we're going to be changing and adding more information, obviously. So, Ron, you were at our last 203K Discovery Days, correct? Have we given you different information? Have you gotten different content? Have you gotten more of what we touched on in previous 203K Discovery Days? As you guys become more experienced consultant, I won't have to spend so much time on basics, will I? We'll be able to get down with the nitty-gritty on some good stuff, like contractor troubleshooting and working with the draw process. But I can't throw all of that to you right now. Rob even said, I feel slightly overwhelmed. There's been so much information thrown at me, I just don't know what to do. What did I say yesterday? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You don't have to eat it all at once. So now what we're going to do right now, I just want to briefly show you, stop looking at the test. That's a test. Before we go there, I just want to show you the portal if you are a contractor. When you have a contractor in your Genesis system and why you want to make sure you get your contractors onboarded is because of this right here. So here's an example of the test contractor page for me as a test contractor. And right there you see the work write-up, and you see that little green dollar sign? And underneath it says, draw request not submitted. So what does that mean that contractor can do? He can submit a draw. He presses the green button, and using the details of the scope of work, he can now enter his draw numbers. Can he do this from his phone? Can he do it from his tablet, his laptop, his iPad, iPhone, whatever? So, can he do it on the job site while he's talking to his subs? And say, so what have you finished? What have you gotten done? He can actually view the work write-up right there from the system, because he didn't keep a copy of it. He didn't print it off, even though I recommend all contractors and consultants create a project folder that looks like this. This is a project folder. When I give them their white binder, I create a project folder. These are $1 at the Dollar Tree. And I buy pockets to put stuff in. So what you're looking at is a project folder. Here is a copy of the contractor bid. We had a contractor bid meeting where 4 contractors showed up. So we walked around the property going through the scope of work, and I had a copy of the contractor bid right there with me to show what they should have brought a copy of with them. And it explains everything that they're supposed to be doing. I also have, and this is one of those projects I was telling you about, where I went out to the client and I did my initial scope of work. I did my initial scheduling of the appointment, and I went out and met her on August the 2nd. We didn't do the contractor bid meeting until August 25th. Why? I had to wait for somebody to give me architectural plans. She was adding to the square footage of the property. I had no mechanical drawings. I had no HVAC schedule. I had no plumbing schedule. How am I going to add an entire addition to this property without schedules? Come to find out, I knew we were upgrading to a 200 amp service, but now I know where we're putting it. I knew we were going to be relocating the water main. Now I know where. And so now this is my project folder. So every time I go out to the property, I print off the draw pages. This is what I take with me. And if the contractor hands me a change order or some document, it goes right in the little pocket folder until I scan it into the system. Now, you can do everything electronically, but you will get paper. There will be a need for some paper. And so being able to have it in one place, because am I going to need to refer to these plans when I do my draws? Yeah. Am I going to need to look at this plan? Can I write a write-up off of just these plans? I did. Do I need to know anything except I'm going to be putting vinyl siding on Tyvek on 1/2-inch OSB? What do I put in my write-up? Contractor to provide and install vinyl siding on Tyvek on 1/2-inch OSB on new addition only. As per plans. Complete. Can we do this? It says here in the plan, 25-pound fiberglass shingles on 15-pound felt on 1/2-inch CDY, match existing. Can I write a write-up with this? Do I even need to go out to the property? Not really. I did go out first to take a picture of the existing house. It's not even going to be altered. I can do everything from these plans, can't I? This project is $1,000 before closing, plus my termite fee, plus the radon fee. There was no mold, clean house. She's going to have about 5 draws at $250 a pop. Not bad, right? For a little blue floppy folder. So, I had her get her contractor referred her to an architect who provided the drawings. And the cost of those drawings is going to be reimbursed her and added to the mortgage. It's an allowable fee.
How long do you keep those papers
Floppy
for?
folders?
Yeah.
Until the project is closed, because every single thing that's in here is also electronically stored in the file online. Pitch it. Yeah, I usually keep it like maybe 6 months, and then I reuse that folder, and that goes into a dead file, and then a year later I'm burning it, I'm shredding it. I don't need it. And you have to understand, she paid me $1,000, actually $1,100. Why was it $1,100? Feasibility. The extra $100 for the feasibility. Now, it was an over $100,000 project, and on an over $100,000 project, your consulting fee is $1,000. But you tack on the preliminary walkthrough and feasibility, that's an extra $100. Then, because she didn't have any contractors to work with, so she paid me, so we went out to the property, and she paid me $400 for the preliminary work write-up. I didn't produce that work write-up for 25 days. Why? I had to wait on the plans. Did I put her check in the bank? Absolutely. Thank you. I want to make sure her money was safe. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. So then I subtracted $100 of that, which is listed as my feasibility fee. And then that $300 was credited toward the $1,000 that was due for the $106,000 job, right? So now $1,000 is due on a $106,000 project. She paid me $400. I subtracted $100 out. I credited $300 toward the $1,000. How much did she pay me to create the work write-up? But $700. 300 minus 1,000 minus 300 is 700. Come on now, stay with me. She paid me $400 before anything was done. Of that $400, $1,000 was applied to the feasibility, and the $300 is applied to the final work write-up. Yes. That's my 1,000. Is
there a reason why you don't just charge $100 up front?
Because, no, here's the thing. FHA, you got, all right, this is something that everybody seems not to get. Do you get it, Kimberly? What we're doing? Thank you. All right, I just want to make sure that the loan officer in the house gets it. You have to understand something. HUD allows you to charge certain fees certain ways. Do you want to go do a feasibility inspection for $100? That's all they allow you to take for a feasibility. So basically what we're taking is $100 for the feasibility and a $300 down payment toward the final work write-up. Get it? Get it, Greg? Because you can't just say, give me, I'm not going out and doing nothing for, I don't get out of bed for $100. Okay? So, the $100 is what FHA says I can charge for the feasibility assessment. $1,000 is what I can charge for a work write-up based upon $106,000. How the client pays me is different from how I report it on the work write-up. Are you guys understanding this? Raise your hand if you get this. Thank you. Raise your hand if you don't get it so I can throw a shoe. Ken, we'll work with you two later. Can you two split up? Okay. Special needs. So what we're basically saying is the client paid me $400 and then she paid me $700 for a total of $1,100.
Which is the $1,000 for $100K and the $100 feasibility fee.
Thank you. Now, guess what else she paid me? Forget the radon and termite. Forget, no, I'm not there yet.
Pain in the ass fee. I had that in. Yeah.
I got my $400 and she said, I don't have any contractors. Can you introduce contractors to me? Absolutely. And for a fee of $250, I can coordinate a meeting with all interested bidding contractors. I will be there, open the property, walk them around, answer any questions with them and you, and I will give them a bidding deadline and ensure that all bids are submitted by that deadline. The fee for that is, that's my fee. That's what I choose. Don't make it stupid because people will get mad at you. All right? Don't stop chasing money. You will get the money. I have loan officers, LOs, loan disbursement, loan officers, the mortgage agents, who tell their borrowers up front, you will use her and you will have a $250 fee and she will invite the contractors and we will get to close on time. Am I responsible for bringing in the contractors? No. The borrower is responsible for finding their own contractor. If I am not facilitating this, what's she have to do? Look them up. Do you know what a 203K is? Are you interested in bidding? And then she's going to have to talk to her real estate agent and make appointments to have each one of them go through the property. She's going to have to give them the contractor bid forms. Do you think they want to do that?
No, she hired a consultant.
She hired a consultant. I give them an introduction list. I don't find anything.
They get the final say.
They get the final say.
Liability removed.
Liability removed. Now, am I giving them a list of contractors who I know after closing won't give me any trouble?
Yes.
Yes.
Did that as a contractor.
And to the loan officer and the disbursement officer, that's worth $250. It's cheap at that money because I'm herding cats. I'm getting all the contractors, emailing them, making sure they're going to show up, contacting the listing agent, arranging access to the property, meeting everyone at the property, following up with an email and text message to make sure they get their bids in on time, and then reviewing the bids once they arrive, sharing them with the borrower, and discussing with her who she may want to choose. What does she want to use? Who's she going to go with?
Lowest bid.
Lowest bidder. Get the mic. Get the mic.
Are we required to do 4 contractors?
You're not required to do any contractors.
Well, the way you did it, you got
I had
4.
4 contractors who were interested.
Okay. You could add 6, you could add 2.
I could have 6, I don't do any less than 3. I always try to give at least 3. But I have a list of 110. Do I have any trouble getting 6? I don't want more than 5. Sometimes I turn them away. Nope, you're too late. I've already got my 5. Okay? You think I'm worried? Do you think lenders are going to call me over another consultant who doesn't do anything with the client except give them a report, charge them $1,000 and say, have a nice life? And isn't that what they're doing, Kim? Yes, Brian, drag it over. That's why I put it there, because of the 2 of you.
Yeah, we're pretty wordy people. Hey, so with your program, you're looking for minimum of 3 contractors. You submit it to the contractors that are on your contractor list from that designated area or state, and you tell them that you're going to be at this property at such and such time. Give them a window, and they can respond.
They have a specific appointment time, and they're emailed that by ISN.
1, 2, 3 hours, whatever it is, right?
No.
Okay.
You will show up at 10 a.m.
Okay.
The bid meeting starts at 10.
Okay.
They all come together all at once. They see each other bidding.
But it's all automated, which is nice.
It's
to
all
be able to,
automated through ISN. It's an inspection type contractor bid meeting.
Good.
Right there in ISN. Okay? Are we tracking on this now?
Yeah.
So how much money am I getting before closing from this client? Before I even get to my draws. After closing, I've got 5 draws. Now, this property had no, speaking about mileage, Kim corrected me and came up to me and said, I'm giving you some money. I'm like, I like money. I found out that my office already knew the 15, but I made a mistake. The number of, the mileage begins after 15 miles, not 20. So I checked my system. We are using 15. I just got the wrong number. So 15, anything over 15 miles, you get to charge mileage. One way. Unless it is over 75 miles, then you get to charge round trip. I have a consultant in Alaska who charges airfare. He's the only one in town, and they got to pay to get him there. They pay him to take a plane. Yes, he is. I just said Alaska. Weren't you?
I didn't hear it either.
We told you we're older.
Did I say Alaska?
Can't hear.
So this client here, she's too close. Yes. What's that? Huh? Hearing. Oh, okay, I'll get one. All right, so she is within 15 miles of my home. So I'm charging $250 times 5, no mileage. How much am I getting after closing? $1,250. Plus $1,350, not including change order fees, etc. I'm having a good time.
26.
How many inspections do you have to do to get $2,600?
How about the time?
And how about the time? And how about the liability?
Oh, I love the liability.
And the late night reports.
So on the draws, I'm a little confused. You after they close, that money comes out of their loan. They pay you
And the checks are paid directly by the lender to you.
by the. Oh, beautiful. Okay, thank you.
Might not bounce.
Checks in the mail. So now what you're looking at is a copy of the work write-up that this contractor can view when he's preparing his draw to make sure when he's looking at it. So there's my numbers, okay? This is my numbers. And here is, so when he's ready to submit his bid, he just clicks the little $sign. Is that easy to read? What does that say?
Submit.
Step 1, read it with me. Enter draw request. Step 2, preview, print, PDF. Step 3, submit to consultant. Did I make this easy enough?
Yeah, that's easy.
Yes, Marcy. Uh-oh, I did something wrong? Oh, okay. Microphone, okay.
So, once they enter that draw request and submit it to us, how many days do we have to get our butts out there to check on it?
Whenever you choose to. You schedule the draw. I don't suggest it be any more than a week. My schedule is this. I do draws every Friday of every week I'm in town. Contractors must have submitted their draw request electronically to my staff by 2 p.m. on Monday of that week to be on the schedule for Friday. If they send me the paperwork on Tuesday, when is their next draw? Next Friday. And the lenders will back you up on that. Because they'll whine, well, I want to draw, I want to draw. Well, what is the process? And I have it written down, it's in wording, they've signed it. And she says, and the lenders will say, all you have to do is wait till next week. You were supposed to get your numbers in and you didn't. Right, Kimberly? Yep. They need us to be happy. The contractor has, you give the contractor limits, you manage expectations, you do it on your schedule. And then your office or you on Tuesday will then organize when you will schedule who you're going to go to first on your draw list. So my assistant knows to schedule my farthest draw first and work me back home. Are we having fun?
We're having fun.
So the contractor goes in here. Now, I want you to understand something. You need to hear this, and especially you in the live stream audience, ladies and gentlemen. There is no other system for renovation consulting anywhere on the market that does this. Period, end of sentence. I like being the only one that does stuff. So, that's why I'm the queen. So I went in and filled some numbers in for you so you could see how hard is it for him to put his numbers in. Now, watch this here. I have available for disbursement, $911. If I put in $11,000, what does it do? Error. One or more highlighted in row is attempting to over-disperse funds. Please adjust your amounts. Kimberly loves this. Contractors will over-disperse. Consultants won't pay attention. They'll get to draw. They will use more money than they have, and on the final draw, they'll be short. Now, here's something that we do that loan officers will love, and once I explain it to them, they really love. When money is moved from a repair amount due to cost savings into the contingency reserve, the system subtracts it from the available funds so they can't accidentally over-disperse. Other systems will let them over-disperse. Uh-oh, what'd I do? Oh, he's coming to the mic.
Just
Okay.
got a question.
Okay.
So, so logistically, if you have like plumbing and electrical, you have to get the city at the same time you do the draw or what?
You're not
They don't
involved
have
in
to
that.
come out?
Stop it.
Okay.
That's for the contractor to worry about.
Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha.
That's for all you care about is you talk to one person and one person only, the GC. It's his job to get those permit closeouts or he doesn't get his final disbursement holdbacks.
Going out to the subs.
Because from every single disbursement, there's a 10% holdback taken out of the contractor's pay. And it's hold till after all final permit closeouts, UNOs have been certified, and the lien releases have been verified.
In our case, we pull final title.
And they pull final title. So it usually takes about 2 weeks before that final holdback check comes out.
And that's the contingency.
No, that's a holdback. That's not the contingency. It's separate. It's a separate retainage against performance.
A 10%?
10% performance retainage. That the lender holds, not you. You don't touch any cash. You only touch paper. So when I tried to over disperse, it stopped me. So now I put only 150. I scroll down to the bottom. I click save to save the draw request, right? Now what is the next step that I can do? Enter change orders. So when they want to enter a change order, we actually will create a change order invoice with a little logo and letterhead for them because these people don't have letterhead. And they're clueless. Kimberly's loving it. You liking this, Kimberly?
Definitely.
So, is that an adequate change order description?
Can't read it.
Oh, sorry, God. It says replace masonry wall due to extra damage found when siding removed, $300.
Sounds low, but okay.
I'm just giving you. Okay, move over.
He's
over.
gonna have to take the
Duck. No, you go. No, you back up.
You better catch.
There you go. Oh, I missed. Let me try that again. I missed it. I was close that time. I need my shoes. I don't have any extras.
So I'm not giving you the red bag.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, in the live stream, see what you're missing? Come on down and join us next time. So I click, bring your hard hat. So I click to save my change order. Now, preview and print the draw request. What does it say? Once you have saved your numbers, generate a PDF preview and verify the accuracy of the draw request and lien waivers. Right? So we generate a preview. And this is the draw that they're going to see. Could this be easier for the contractors? So here's his. So you see the draw request, page 1, draw request, page 2, and there you see the 10% holdback. That's deducted from every disbursement. So how much is he actually going to get? $1,780.20. Greg, what's the matter? It's not on here because this is the contractor's form. This is not your final form. No, I'm not going to throw the pin. I can't risk it. I don't have that many. And here, look at this. This is the little change order invoice that we created for him. With his, now, how many times you gotten pieces of line paper for change order invoices?
You have to visit the property to be able to get them.
Yes. He had. Well, I have to visit the. I visit the property to verify that I will approve this submission for pre-approval. He's not doing this work until I pre-approve it. And if he put in some sort of desired item, I'm not even going to submit it. And I'm going to say, don't do the work until we're 70 to 80% complete the items on the scope of work. So I'm not going to submit it because you're not supposed to get paid for any desired improvements till the final draw. And even then, it's subject to lender approval or disapproval. So here's my change order, and here's my lien waiver and release. All in one PDF that when he hits submit, it's sent to me in my system. And all I have to do is go out to the property. So I print this off when it comes to me. Go out to the property. If the numbers match, I come back and press one button that says copy contractor's draw to system. Yep, you can do it from your phone. That's what Genesis does. So then, submit to consultant. Warning, You cannot change this draw request after submitting to the consultant. 3 easy steps. So who asked the question, do contractors ever give you pushback about using Genesis? Is it worth getting them onboarded? Is it to their benefit to get them onboarded? It's going to go so much, they'll get their money. So now we finalize and submit the draw. Life is good. I get an email saying, your contractor, Jane Smith, for property 123 blankety blank, has submitted you a draw request. Please access your Genesis to view numbers. And I have those timestamps, so if they submit them after 2 p.m. on Monday, guess what? When do they go? See you next week. So now, look what you see here. Contractor draw request submitted. And here's a list of all the draw requests he electronically submitted, so we can always go back and see what he did before. Now, below this is a bid package. And you see where it says in progress? This is where the contractor can enter his bid. This is where he can view all the photos of the property. And so you see this? There's still mandatory items that need to have costs entered. He can't get out of the bidding process unless all mandatory required items have numbers in them. How many times Kimberly has gotten paperwork where they missed putting numbers on mandatory repairs? The underwriter, because she doesn't see this, she's post-close. This is what Genesis does for you, so that you don't have to. You don't have to worry about, is the contractor filling in labor and material? It won't let him out unless he does. It won't let him submit unless there's a number next to every line item that has an M next to it. So you see all those green checks? God bless. See the one that says partition wall? See the do not pass go? He needs to go in here, and there you see it. He hadn't put the permit in. What's the matter, Tom? You're squinting. Well, what? They're in front of you. There, is that better? Is that better? So he didn't submit the permit, so he can't submit the paperwork. And on my side of the system, I can see what he's doing. I can see that it's in process. I can see the ones that didn't even open it yet. Okay? I don't want you to have any question about anything you're doing. I want it all as DIY for you as possible. Of course, get the mic. Get to the mic. Get to the mic.
Well, if you're doing the draw inspection and they also want to do a change order at the same time, so you can get paid your $250 for the draw inspection, then also the $100 for the change order?
You don't get them paid at the same time, no.
No, you can't do that.
No. The change order must be pre-approved, and then it should not, when they submit the change order, this is not for work that's completed, so you're not going to submit a change order to the lender. You're only going to submit a pre-approval request. You're not submitting the change order form. You're doing it wrong if that's what you're doing.
Okay.
You are only supposed to submit the contractor's invoice with the word pre-approval only. You only submit the HUD 92-577 when you go out subsequently, when the work is done and you are inspecting it, and then you get to charge the $100 for inspecting and reporting the changes complete. We will talk in a one-on-one because a lot of consultants are doing it wrong. Kim, you want to share something about that? Please, give her the mic. Don't make her walk. Hand it to her.
All I was going to do is ask you to repeat it so they hear it twice.
There we go. She's going to repeat it so you hear it twice. Throw it to her. Give it to her, you.
All right.
Hand it over.
I can get up. I receive change orders for completed work, including desired items, with the first draw. I receive change orders for completed work of desired items before the first draw.
And guess what she's saying to all of these changes?
No.
Hope you have money.
Talk to me when you're done with the required repairs.
And you know what happens? The consultant submits it, not knowing that they shouldn't. Contractor's expecting that check. Then when the check doesn't come, he's mad at her and says, why aren't you paying me? And then she has to say, because your consultant should have never sent it to me. Are you glad I'm teaching this, Kim? Yes. Guess what? You will understand, Greg, because how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I am not here teaching you how to do draw processing. I am trying to demonstrate to you the systemology. Is that a word? The systematization. Systemology is acceptable of the Genesis program to give you the comfort level that what you're about to engage in is got your back. The infrastructure is designed to prevent you from making mistakes. It's designed to prevent the contractor from making math errors. Okay? You've got better things to do than worry about adding up a contractor's math. Okay? That's what the system is entailed to do. With the Genesis system, you are getting everything that you need to be a successful 203K consultant with the support of the program. So, let's test your knowledge. You don't think you've gotten a lot. You've gotten a lot thrown at you, and you might be thinking it's like drinking from a fire hydrant, right? Let's dial it down, and let's let you realize you do know some things. Pull out the test. Pull out the test. So for those of you who are on live streaming, you did get this emailed to you. So please pull out the test. We're going to do this as a class experience. Okay? Open book better. I will need to let you know I will be collecting these, and you will be submitting them again personally following your completion of the full course. All right? Because I want to make sure you really know this in your mind. Number one, who wants to read off the question? Go ahead, Jeff. Good job, Jeff. Way to go. And then hand it to Brian. He's reading the second one.
All right. Heating systems, burners, and air conditioning systems must be carefully sized to be no greater than 20% oversized for the critical design, heating, or cooling, except to satisfy the manufacturer's next closest nominal size.
True or false? False. Say it loud if you know the answer. Brian, name 3 of the 5. Oh, you say the question.
Number 2, name 3 of the 5 required rehabilitation steps to improve the thermal efficiency of the dwelling.
Come on, guys, call them out. Windows, insulation. There's 3 more. Say it, come on. Doors, come on. We already had that. Air sealing, come on. What else? The easiest one that nobody does. Begins with a C. Thank you, caulking. And what's the other one nobody does? Begins with a W. Weather stripping. No, weather stripping is the activity, replacing with new sealed doors. All right, so throw that back to Steve. Brian? And then Lisa's going to ask a question.
A condominium project might consist of 4 buildings, each containing 6 units, for a total of 24 units in the project, and thus a renovation of one of these units would be eligible for Section 203K.
True or false? False. What's the maximum number of dwellings in a unit? 4. Lisa?
True or false? It is acceptable for a 203K loan to purchase a dwelling on another site, move it onto a new foundation on the mortgaged property, and rehabilitate it.
We didn't discuss this, but the answer is true.
I know the answer.
Cool, isn't it?
I know the answer.
That's wonderful.
Gut the building and keep the same foundation.
Absolutely. All right, pass it over beyond him. Next.
Within how many months after purchasing a home can a homeowner use the 203K to refinance the property and make repairs or renovations?
What's the standard flipping rule? 6 months. Pass it up to Dave.
Question number 6, what percentage of the dwelling can be used for non-residential purposes?
What did I say yesterday was the amount? 49%. See, you guys know more than you think you know. What's the amount that has to be residential? 51% of the gross dwelling. So 51 from 100 is 49. Z, you're next. Snuck past you.
True or false? The title of the HUD publication that provides the most information on 203K rehab mortgage program is 4240.4 revision 2.
True or false? False. What's the publication? 4,000.1. Send it up to Ken. All right, go ahead. You can take it if you want.
Number 8A, what is the maximum contingency reserve allowed on the cost estimate? 20%.
20%.
And 8B, what would justify this large of a contingency?
Utilities not on.
Utilities on.
What else? Age of home. Historic district. Complexity of project. Right? Okay. Pass it up to Ken. Hey, Ken, I'm talking to you.
Ken.
You're next, number 10.
No hablo inglés.
No hablo inglés.
What is-
Yadi, dia español.
What? Bueno, what is the maximum number of days allowed between draw inspections? 21 days.
30. At 21 days, you're going to contact the client, and the contractor to schedule your draw so you have it in before the 30 days. All right? Pass it over to Rob. Yeah, skipped you. You've talked too much today. You need a break.
10, for the 203K program, under what circumstances, if any, can a contractor receive funds in advance of performing work?
When can a contractor get 50% up front? The limited 203K. Remember I gave you that example where the lender told them he could get the 50% if it was a limited, and it wasn't a limited? On a limited 203K, where a consultant's not involved, the contractor can get up to 50% up front. The streamline's called limited. All right, good job. Pass it across over to Tom.
Say again.
Yes, wait for the mic.
In section 2.A.9 of the HUD Handbook 4000.1, a description of the draw inspection process for a project is given.
Yes. True. I wouldn't have given you chapter and verse if it wasn't real. All right, pass it over to, go ahead, Marcy.
Number 12, what is the maximum number of dwelling units that can be in the building being purchased with a 203K rehab mortgage? 4.
4. All right, Scott.
Number 13, what is the amount of the holdback taken out of each draw payment made to the contractor?
10%. Pass it back. Tony.
Okay.
This is a hard one. You got a good one.
I got a good one.
Yes.
Choose A, B, C, or D. A, the borrower can choose to add up to 6 months of his mortgage payments to the rehab costs. B, the borrower can choose to have up to 1 month's mortgage payment after the proposed completion date added to the rehab cost, provided it is less than 6 months. C, the lender can release funds held for the mortgage payments to do needed repairs, or D, all of the above.
All right, we didn't cover this, but let's talk about it. And Kim, don't tell them the answer. Who thinks the answer is D? Raise your hand. You are wrong. Okay. 203K loans are absolutely incredible products because in addition to the rehab cost, if the borrower can afford it, they can add up to 6 months of the mortgage payment on the rehab property if they cannot afford, or they don't feel they can afford to pay to live someplace else while the house is being rehabbed. It means that the bank will pay its own mortgage payment out of the escrow account while they have to pay to live someplace else. Is that ridiculously amazing or what? We're not done yet. So A is correct, right? So now let's think about this. When you are scoping out your projects, and the borrower wants to use mortgage payments added into the escrow, you're going to be asked, how many months will this property be uninhabitable? Not how long is the project, but how long will it be uninhabitable? And if the scope of work, and if you go to the contractor and say, look, when can this client move in? When can they get a provisional use and occupancy to dwell on the property even though you're not done? And he says 3 months. How many mortgage payments will the bank be willing to escrow into the mortgage? 3. So now, can the borrower say, well, you know, I understand it's going to be habitable after 3 months, but it may take me a little longer to get fully in, so I really want to add 4 months. Can they move in 3 months? Yes. So is the lender going to give them 1 more month of mortgage payment after they've moved into the property so they can get settled? No. So B, the borrower can choose to have 1 month's mortgage payment after the pro's completion date added to the rehab cost provided it is less than 6 months. So the answer is no. Now let's get to number 3, letter C. Let's unpack that answer. The lender can release funds held for the mortgage payment to do needed repairs. What is the most important thing a lender wants? No. What is the most important thing a mortgage lender wants? Mortgage payments. No risk. If the borrower has said, I can't afford to pay my mortgage, what is more important to them? Getting their mortgage payment or the repairs done? Mortgage payments. Because the cost of repairs, if it exceeds the loan, comes out of where? The borrower's pocket. Which is a bigger risk to the lender? The repairs needing extra money or the mortgage not being paid? So what is the only correct answer for this scenario? A. Kim, you're just smiling all over the place. Having fun? More consultants need to know this, don't they? 15. Who's on answer? Who's got the microphone? Go ahead, Alex.
15. True or false? Permits are required to be submitted at the final draw inspection.
True or false? When should permits be submitted for work?
First.
When the work is about to begin. So, are you going to wait till your final draw to find out he didn't have all his permits? When do you need permits to be obtained? Submitted with first draw. All of them. And here's your contractor. Well, my electrician doesn't start for 3 weeks. Why do I have to get that permit? So we can make sure you actually have an electrician to do the work. Get them. You will not be paid your first draw unless you have them all submitted to the loan officer. And she's nodding her head right now. Scott, you have a question?
Do you confirm that permits are closed at the tail end of
the question is, do we confirm permits are closed? The lender does. We have to make sure we submit permit closeout documentation, but that's up for her to contact to make sure it's legit. Great question. Ron, you're going to take the next question?
Okay, number 16. In HUD 4000.1, section 11.8.A.A.XVII.
Aye.
Holy mackerel. Anyway. B1. What is the answer to the following question, true or false? All safety, soundness repairs, whether or not listed in the work write-up, must be completed using funds from the rehabilitation loan.
True or false? True. Now, let me explain why. We didn't really cover this. I touched on it briefly, but I didn't want to delve too deeply into this. The home must meet safety and soundness standards. If for any reason a UNO inspector comes in and says, I need this done, before we will release your UNO certification, that must be done. If there is no money in the work write-up to do it, the funds come out of the contingency. If there are no funds in the contingency, where does it come from? The borrower's pocket. Stop saying buyer, they're borrowers. No, it says whether or not listed in the work write-up must be completed using funds from the rehabilitation loan. And the funds from the rehabilitation loan include the contingency. But if there's no money left in the contingency, who has to get those U&O deficiencies corrected? The borrower has to pay for it. If those deficiencies are not completed, the contractor will not get his whole back. That's not fair. I know that, but it's the way it is. And that's why you don't give up your contingency for desired improvements until the end. Everybody on board now? Next. Go ahead.
17, true or false? FHA 203K rehab loan can be used to refinance a home that has been gutted and is currently vacant.
Answer?
True.
False. Let's read that question closely. No, what is the operative word in this sentence? Refinance. If you are refinancing a mortgage, it must be occupied by the owner at the time of the refinance. Otherwise, that is a what? Investment property. People will try to slip stuff past you. Let's go. Next one. Who's next?
Under what conditions can a 203K loan be used to rehab new construction?
Do the words rehab and new construction go together? No. You cannot do any 203K renovation on a property that has not had at least 1 year minimum certificate. Zach gets next. Zach is next. Okay. 1 year, minimum of 1 year of certificate of occupancy. This is a rehabilitation mortgage. How do you rehab something that's new? It shouldn't need to be rehabbed, should it? So the answer is no condition. So the comment is, well, what if I'm adding a new addition onto existing dwelling? You're still adding it onto an existing dwelling. Are we good? Go for it, Paul.
Righty. True or false? A borrower can use both the EEM and the 203K rehab loan on one purchase refinancing mortgage.
True. You all know that, right? Didn't I hop up and down all excited? Stackable. All right, pass that over to Ron.
All 203K mortgages require the services of a certified consultant.
False. We wish it, and we're working to get it back there. All right. Who hasn't gone? Go ahead. Go ahead, Ron. Go ahead, Bob. Rob, Bob, who, you? Go.
Describe how a borrower can get the utilities tested on a HUD-owned home that has been winterized.
Pay to have them turned on in their name for the inspection. Remember we talked about that? Remember we talked about how the difference between the $400 cost to have the utilities turned on in relation to the $2,500 additional contingency? So Jeff, you're next. Right there in front of you. Your turn.
Right behind you.
Number 21. No, extra credit question.
Extra credit. There's a program that allows certain professionals and public servants to purchase HUD homes for half of the list price. This program is ideal for a 203K rehab loan. What is it called?
So I'm going to give cash for that answer to anybody who does know it besides Kimberly. Come up and get your money. It's called, it used to be called officer, yes, Zach? That's it. That's the exact answer. Good. He gets it. He gave the exact, no, you've been passing money all day. Way to go. He's giving, give him it. The good neighbor next door. Very nice.
How long has that been?
Forever.
What is it called again?
Good neighbor next door. Greg, give him $5. The answer is false. The limited 203K does not require a consultant. So, how many of you got more than 80% of the questions right? You knew the answers, didn't you? You think you couldn't have passed this test before you got here, could you? Greg, how did you do?
I did pretty good. I surprised myself.
Good. Do you guys see what?
Pretty good ones in there that were around.
Thank you very much. This is what you need to know. After just 2 days, you have absorbed more information than 80% of the consultants out there doing 203Ks right now. Those of you who are at home live streaming, when you take this assessment of your skills, you now are knowing more than most of the people who are out there doing 203Ks. You know who I give this test to? I teach a CEU course to real estate agents, and I give them this test. And when they're finished, they know enough to be able to be comfortable offering this service. And you know what it also is? It's a selling tool. What did I just give you information on? Mortgage payments by the lender. Moving a property onto another foundation. Up to 4 families can be processed. 49% can be commercial. I'm selling my services, teaching a CE class to real estate agents, and making them take a test. Who says you can't put marketing in everything you do? You guys having fun? I want you to understand, just in the 2 days we've been together, you are now ready to be able to move forward with the process of completing your application to submit to HUD. Not because you know all you need to know, but because we're going to be here to take you to that next step of learning even more. Because you're not doing this alone. Because everything that we're giving you is built on a system and a process. Each month, you get monthly marketing tools emailed and mailed to you in your inbox. The bonus content that was in that priority mail envelope is actually the report of an inspection that I did, and there was sent via CD and downloadable audio file the actual audio recording of me walking through the property with the client that was used to create that report. Bonus content to include things like audio recording of a contractor termination inspection, video recording of me doing a live CE training, video recording of a contractor one-on-one education training session with the associated PowerPoint presentation and all of the emails that go to do that training. The Contractor 101 training emails are all in ISN. So you schedule it through ISN, you send out the automatic emails to your realtors, lenders, and contractors to invite them. All the emails are already done for you in ISN. So someone said, well, I don't have ISN. Can you please write them up for me? Why should I? Why should I reinvent the wheel? I've got a system that works, right? ISN is making it easier for you to do your business than you could ever imagine for what? $4 an inspection? Even if you're just doing a $185, a $250 contractor bid meeting, how many inspections have you covered for your whole month with just that one contractor bid meeting for ISN? Make business decisions so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Don't redo work that somebody else has done for you. Use the systems, use the tools, and use the resources that are available to you. So now, what I wanted to show you through Genesis, now we've actually had the contractor, he submitted his draw request, right? So now we're going to go over to this property. I'm going to log out and log back into Genesis. As a consultant, with my separate consultant login. How about putting the right password? I had the wrong email. No, I have a different email. That's why theirs. So now this is my personal company dashboard. Can I see a snapshot of my world right there? How many do I have there in work write-up? About 10? 9 or 10? See that there? I've got one that's in pre-inspection. That was booked last week. Guess when I'm doing the actual guess when I'm doing the consultation appointment? October 2nd. I won't be back in town. The loan officers, after closing, want draws submitted quickly. Before closing, the timeline is not that rushed. Usually the borrower has to work on some credit issues, get some down payment. They're not pressing me for this report. So I won't go out and do this inspection until October 2nd. And then they won't get the report for 5 to 7 days after that. And nobody's hurting. Settlement is not scheduled till November 30th. Are we all okay with this? So look how many I've got in preliminary work write-up. I've got 2 that I went out and did the preliminary work write-up on already. And they're deciding what they want to do. I have 3 in contractor bidding. Now this is where the contractors I submitted them to submit their bids. They have a bidding deadline and it hasn't hit yet. Do I have to be in my office to receive the contractor's bids through Genesis? No. Their bidding deadline is Tuesday. When they submit the bids, I'll open it up, look at them all. Okay, good. I'm fine. Let's move forward. I have 9 in work write-up, and I have 4 in draw. Those 9 that are in work write-up are going to pop. They're going to close the end of September, and then guess where all those will move over to? Draws. So now I'll have 15 in draw. So let's do the math. If I have 15 projects in draw, that I'm getting $250 each per draw, plus mileage. So I've got 15 that are going to be in draw by October, times $250, not including mileage.
$3,000 a month.
How much is that?
4,500, 4,200.
15 times 250? 3,750? Thank you, Mr. Mathman.
Yeah.
And since they're just starting, I'm looking to get that money for at least 1, 2, 3. And what are the months that I'm having these 3 in?
Perfect. October, November, December. Christmas is paid for.
Scott, where's the microphone? Hand it to Scott. Mic up, mic up, mic up. Where's the microphone? Don't hide it. Oh, he's got it.
Okay, let's see. So I just have 2 questions.
Okay.
And I forgot one of them. But it'll come.
Okay.
I'll think of it. One is, does every inspection require 5 draws?
No,
Or
like I
does
said, this is may only be 3.
Okay. Okay. And
It's
then,
usually 3 or 4.
okay. And how do you determine the amount of draws?
You determine that based upon the repair amount, and we have a formula for you.
Okay. And then I'm licensed as an inspector in Florida, and I'm really close to the border of Alabama and Mississippi and all of that. As a certified FHA consultant,
Yes?
can I inspect and provide my services in a state that I'm not home inspector licensed?
What's the answer? No. If you do not have license to perform home inspection in that state, you cannot perform consultation. If that state has a license. Well, he said he's not licensed. If the state requires licensing for home inspection, you must have a license to perform consulting. The Rob in the back is on the border of Kansas City, Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri. Neither one of those states have a licensing requirement. We're going to get them registered on both sides of the border and on both states' rosters. So get certified to do inspections in Arkansas and whatever other state and blow your business out across the borders. Rob. Mic it down.
Don't throw nothing, but
Uh-oh.
if there's a reciprocal agreement between two states, say Illinois and Indiana, for
If
home
there's
inspections,
reciprocity and you are legally able to do inspections in that area, you can do consultations. And we'll put you on the roster for both. Yes, dear. Yes. Yes. If they're in the same, usually I find it very unlikely you're going to be going to two separate HOCs, but if you do, we'll submit it to both HOCs, home ownership centers. So now, what did I just show you? This is my money. This is just me as a consultant doing this part-time. 15 draws a month. If I do 5 a week, how many days do I really have to be in town to make this much money? 1 day a week. Okay?
I need some social media.
You need some social media. So you can see my clients, my contractors, my lenders, my agents. This is me. I'm showing you my real system. That's $50 from you. So let me show you that project that we were just showing with the draw. This is my son at the Air Force Academy many years ago, right after I had cancer and my hair broke out. My hair didn't fall out, it just broke off. So after 10 years, it's finally grown back. So that's why some of the pictures you see on Facebook, I have really short hair. It's because my hair all broke. Radiation made it break. It didn't make it fall out, praise God, but it just broke all off. Yes. Smith Vale, here we go. Whoops, sorry. Here's my Smith Vale project. Draw inspection task list. What does that say right there? Contractor has submitted numbers. Go to draw, page 1, to import them. Are you having fun, Greg? So, it keeps a running track of your contingency right there. It keeps a running track of your number of draws. Can I exceed that number of draws? Yes. Genesis will let you do draw 10 of 4 if you have to. But who's paying for draw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10? Contractor. What's the question, Greg? And get the mic if you have one. Okay. So let's go down. So you notice how everything is already checked off in green? Because the system completes it all for you. The only thing you have to fill in is the numbers. And where are you filling the numbers from? Exactly. So you leave this on the dashboard. You print off his numbers. So you go to Draw Request Form 1. And there, what does that say right there? View contractor's numbers. I open that up, print it to PDF, take it to the property. If there's no change in what the numbers are that he submitted, what do I just do? Up, view contractor's numbers. What does that say? Import the numbers over to my side. Now let's say he added some extra work. I can still add that on after I import his numbers. So now I go out to the property, and not only did he do this, this, and this, but he also got something done down here, whatever. I can import his numbers and then edit what I import. We having fun now? So do you have to do any work for draws? You drive out there, take some pictures, and the system does the rest. So now I go back in, update the request amount, since I've got the contractor's numbers, update it to make sure it's in my system correctly now. Been updated, the page is refreshing. Go back to my task list. And what do we see here? I import the draw photos, create the PDF, send it for e-signature to all parties, email it to the loan officer. All is done. Can you follow these steps, guys? Did you ever have this? You didn't have any steps.
No, I'm simply all paper, all I get draw.
Here, give him the microphone, please. He's,
check. What I'm used to having happen is somebody will send me an email, and it's a regurgitated PDF that has been faxed and recopied through a fax machine, is handwrited, and the ink is bleeding. So you know how big those forms are, right? They're about that big. So by the time they put the number in there, I don't know if that's a 5 or an 8 or a 6 or a 2. And I manually put that all into my system, send it back to the contractor, and they call me up, oh, you shortchanged me. You know, I couldn't read your writing, I'm sorry. When you get out on site, the biggest thing is getting the contractors to A, meet you there, B, when you're trying to do a draw, it's a manual process right now. This is totally automated, insanely correct. It saves me 15 phone calls to try to get a guy to go out to a job site so he can get paid. Simple as that. If they can do this on their phone from anywhere, then I can keep the job rolling. That's the biggest time concern that we have with the contractors. Sorry to take up so much.
no. Tom, you've done a couple draws, haven't you? Is this a little better?
Much better.
Okay.
It's better than that PDF HUD form, right?
So get this, the PDF HUD form. Ooh, ugly.
Yeah,
Do you guys have any idea how much it cost me to get this thing up and running? A lot. In a lot of years.
20 years, yeah.
Do you know what this is? This is me having to say what I want to make my life good. Now let me show you the cherry on the cake. I'm going to throw a picture in here. Just one. I can import up to 25 pictures in bulk. I can import 25 pictures and then another 25 and then another 25 till if I've taken 100 draw pictures, which I don't, you typically only take about 25 draw pictures, I can import them all in one kick. So I can go right to here, grab pictures, and upload them all in one shot. You like that, Kimberly? So now my draw is complete. And now here is the cherry on the top of the cake. We can create something called a Master Summary of Funds report. That is a snapshot of what has been paid for the project at each moment in time following each draw. So the contractor says, how much do I have left in my this? How much do I have left in that? And they can access this from their portal. So there you can see total escrow column, draw 1, balance post-draw. Draw 2, balance post-draw. Draw 3, balance post-draw. Contingency disbursements, documented. Number of draws allowed, contingency submitted. Everything on one sheet of paper. And one thing that I tell my consultants that we train here at NAFAC to do is prior to completing your final draw, send a copy of this to the loan disbursement officer and ask them if their numbers match. Because sometimes they make mistakes too. Transportation errors occur everywhere. And this way you can say, this is what I show as my available funds. Do you agree? And they're like, yep, that's what I've got. Or, no, we have this much in the amount. Or, you know, we didn't pay this contingency. We didn't do that. Whatever the situation is, before I do that final check and I have nowhere to go past that, I'm making sure that I'm confirmed with the loan officer on every single step. I wish No, you have to PDF, you email it to them. I wish lenders would do, I wish the new lenders would do something that Wells Fargo, who's no longer doing this, used to do. With every disbursement, they used to send me something called a recap subtotal. So when I got my check, I got a recap subtotal telling me what was paid to the contractor and the amount that was dispersed. It was very nice for me to know. Lenders don't give that to consultants anymore. I got to ask for it. And the only time I really care is right before I pay the final draw. I've just shown you the 203K project from start to finish, from pre-inspection to draw. Do you think you could do this? So, you've taken the test, you passed the test. You know enough to be certified. You know enough to get on the roster. The Genesis system and the support we provide you will take you to the final stage, which is a successful, lucrative consultant. We want you to join us. And to join us, we are offering you that special of $795, and with that comes some bonuses. The first bonus set, if you pull out the order form, you can see you're going to get the Genesis Rehab System included with your membership. It includes the Ride Along with Catherine DVD, a video of me doing a live 203K consultation. It also includes PowerPoint presentations, CEU courses, and one of the bonuses is we give you a personalized 203K website customized to match your existing website. We create the web page to put on your site. How much money did you pay your web designer to build your website? Yeah, you paid him a lot. We actually, and so that's a $525 bonus right there for you. We also, Steve knows, we give you support with putting together your business cards, logo support, right, Steve? Letterhead support. We give you the complete CEU course system plus 16 hours of courses. I've added another course. How many hours is it now? 20. 20 hours of CEU courses that you can then use right now. Ron, who invested in the system many years ago, is already registered to give a CEU course in a couple weeks using the program that he received 4 years ago. How many here would like to be able to give CEU trainings to real estate agents on EEM mortgages? Okay? That right there is a $650 bonus. How many inspections do you think you're going to get from just one CEU education training? At least 2, right? That pays for itself right there. And we're going to give you the complete minimum property standard reporting system, a product you can market and use right away. That includes a office education training. It includes the contracts. It includes an actual webinar training that you actually can give to agents. Remember I talked about Zoom meetings? We teach you how to do webinars with the MPS system. Agents don't leave their homes, do they? Get them where they are. Schedule a live webinar. Do the presentation online. Meet them where they are and have it all done for you. And I have a special bonus that 2 people already got. And their names are Kyle Rogers, who had to leave, and Gregory Waxack, who also had to leave. They took action at lunch, and they found out because ISN said, we're so honored to work with you that we're going to give you 2 tickets to Inspection Fuel. To anyone who invests in your program, 2 free tickets to Inspection Fuel, a $295 value for the first 2 people who signed up. That's what I was going to say this evening right now. They had already signed up. So the 2 free tickets to Fuel are already gone. I'm going to be at Fuel. Who's going to be at Fuel? It's going to be in Las Vegas. ISN Inspection Fuel is October 28th to 31st. It is a fantastic event.
I was in Melbourne for their last one. It was good? It was good.
Join me. I'll be teaching a lunch and learn. And a matter of fact, Michelle came up to me and said, Catherine, your lunch and learn is already sold out. Do you want to add some more seats to it? So, I can't make it any better. Can I make it any better? If you're not already a member, please fill out the application. This price is going away. I'm not kidding. The price in April in Weston was lower than this. That price is gone. The $5.95 that was in Weston, Florida, was what we offered for those who came to the Weston event. It's now $7.95. Guess what you think it's going to be in April of next year? $10.95. Do you think it's worth $10.95? So, does anybody have any questions? Of course you do. Grab the mic. We need a dedicated mic for Greg, Steve, next time. Okay? We need to mic him up and everything.
Okay, so the $7.95 covers the software package and some of the bonuses, right?
All the bonuses.
All the bonuses. Now, the software package, do we have to re-up that every year?
No. What happens is your membership includes ongoing monthly coaching, and you get 2 months free coaching in the membership program. At the end of that 2 months, you can continue with the coaching at the diamond level. You get 2 months free diamond level membership at $195 a month. And that includes all the monthly success supplies. That includes one-on-one support with me, unlimited one-on-one access to me by cell phone and Skype, and it includes all the bonuses that we ongoing give all of our members. At the end of the 2 months, you can opt out of the ongoing success coaching, and you can downgrade your membership to as low as $59 a month, which gives you unrestricted access to the software. So the software is a monthly investment in the membership of your association. So you're not paying for the software, you're paying for membership in the National Association, and all levels of membership include the software. Understand? How much do you pay for your membership in InterNACHI? And you don't even get any software with that. You pay like $4.95 a year. Other home inspections, other 203K consultant softwares charge you by the report you process. They charge you like $30 a report or something. Others home inspection softwares charge you by the report. $15 to $30 per report you process. You have unlimited use of the program for a single user at $59. If you're doing a multiple user, you're going to have to upgrade to the gold level, which allows you 4 members on it. If you're more than 4, you need to be it's cheaper to be at the diamond level than pay $59 a month for each user. Dave.
My question is, can you run my card without me writing it down on this piece of paper?
Yes, we can do that. Okay. Actually, I still need you to sign that form. Oh, yeah. Okay? I still need you to sign that form. And if the internet is functioning, Yari can process that in the office. So everyone who doesn't feel comfortable putting their card on the form, she can process it on her laptop in the office. Does that work? Today. Today, like now. So, yes, he needs a form. Kim doesn't need one because Kim is not going to be a member. We're going to have an affiliate program for our loan partners soon. We're going to work on that to get the lenders to help contribute to the education of the consultants that make their lives easier. Do you think it's something that'd be a good investment for lenders? Definitely. All right. So, if you want to have the form filled out and processed by Yari, let's take a 10-minute break, okay? And then we're going to finish up, okay? 10-minute break, come back, and then we're going to finish up on time at 5 o'clock. A quick 10-minute break, fill out your applications, give them to Linda with your credit card on it or not. If you have any questions of me, please come to the front of the room. Steve.
negotiating really hard to get everyone's nightly room rate to 99.
Excellent. And what are we getting off? Okay. All right, good job. All right, so I'm sorry. You had a question, Rob? You had a question? Yes.
How does it all work with them? So I do ISN.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, ISN's fantastic. Yeah.
So I guess my question is, so somebody calls up, and I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I just want to
Yeah, no worries.
Somebody calls up, hey, you want to get the consultant.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you put that in ISN as an inspection?
It's as an order, yes. You put it in as an order type.
Okay, now we're going back to draws.
That's another order type.
So
There's separate orders.
I still put that in
Yes.
ISN.
But with ISN, they have a button that says duplicate this inspection, and it copies everything in for a brand new order. I had them create that. So on your ISN order dashboard, when you have the drop down, you have a button that says duplicate this inspection, and it'll create a new one with no date on it, but it has all the agent information, the borrower information, and all you do is fill in your draw amount and the date of your draw inspection, and you change the inspection type to draw inspection, and it triggers all the draw emails.
And then, so you still pay $4?
Yes, yes you do. Yes, you do. Yes. But it's worth it at any price.
Well, yeah, but I'm just trying to...
You want to get the logistics.
Right, because I do the ISG.
What is that? Oh, yeah, porch. With porch? Absolutely, the porch warranties. I love them. We don't now. You know what's nice about porch? And I asked them to do this too. There's a button where you can say, do not apply warranties to this order type.
Right.
And that is what you do on 203Ks and on draws. So you're not charged on your porch. Yes, that is Porch. Porch pays for your ISN for all of your orders. Now, on the orders that you give to Porch. But the ones that you're doing with 203K that you're not giving warranties on, you're going to charge the $4. So that's fine, exactly. And we're going to have Porch on one of our upcoming webinars so people can see how Porch will pay for your ISN orders. Steve, did you get your Porch set up? And they're paying for your ISN orders.
I still haven't been able to get in touch with that guy from Philly.
I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that. When I get back, I'll be back in town from October the 1st till October 25th, and I'll be able to take care of all those things. And I timed my scheduling so that I would be in town to be able to work with all of our new members, and so I'll be able to take care of that. I will probably not look at it till tomorrow. Is that okay? The logo, you will. So you okay, Rob? All right. So yeah, so you're going to get Porch to pay for all your regular inspections for ISN. So all you're paying is like what, 5 or 6? What's 5 times 4? $20 a month, which is the minimum for ISN for your 203Ks. That's right. You attach your Catherine. You attach your 203K cash to your order. She got 50 from
She got
her
50
orange
from that
team.
win. From the orange team win today. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be a 50.
Are you sure she might be holding out?
You were not on the orange team, too. Where's the 20?
I'll bring it back.
I know you will right now. All right. You just staple that to that so we can make sure, write your name on the back of it so that we can make sure we apply it to you. You thank Marcy for that. Uh-oh, somebody got his box. Somebody's walking with his box.
Bonus, it was a gift.
Exactly. He's got his infrared camera. He's got his box. You got everything. You're going to get the downloadable digital content. Do you have a CD player in your car? Guess what? How long is your drive?
Oh, no, I'm taking an airplane.
Oh, what is this?
This is the video.
Oh, this is his stuff. I thought this was our box. No, because who is the person who's taking the box home with us, with them? You are. Because we only had one system we could take home. We put it in a box that looks like this, so I thought that was our box. No, you were not fast enough. People left early and they acted early. Yes. Yes.
Hey, you
Nope.
already got a good deal
Nope.
on the.
Can't. It's too small. Yeah, too small payment. Because it's too I'm not looking to chase money. No. I'm not going to. I could if I wanted to. I'm not going to. One and done. It's like a Band-Aid. Rip it off and get it done.
Is that just the locator? Is that? Would you get the single one? Or you got double?
Yes. Buttons.
Your box looks smaller than mine for some reason.
Yes, you can. What's going to happen is we're going to So those are still in the back. It's great. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you back there filling out forms and signing up. We're just about done. And I'm handing these out. So if in the back of the room, you'll get it back there. But I'm handing these out to you personally because I have always found that success leaves clues. This is one of the clues to the success that I've experienced in my life. Oh, I'm so sorry. This little tiny book, it works. It's got maybe 15 pages. I have autographed it. My handwriting's a little shaky. Sorry about that. I did it on the plane. So I want you to have this book because this book can give you the key to success in anything that you want to do. I give these books out to real estate agents. I give these books out to my clients. I give these books out to lenders because everyone says, how have you been able to achieve so much so quickly? How have you been able to do so much? Because I have a goal, I have a dream, and I work that dream, and I constantly stay focused on that goal all the time, and I use the simple 3 rules of this little tiny book, and it has helped me be able to achieve success and will continue to provide me with the tools and resources that I know will take me with God's grace and support to the level of success I'm looking for. And so this, if nothing else, is my final gift to you so that you can achieve your dreams, have your goals accomplished, and live a life of empowerment and success and significance. No, you want one of your own. So I want to hand one to you personally. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I have your certificates up front. Did you get yours? Come and get it, Z. I have your certificates here up front. I'm going to call your name. Come up and receive your course certificate. Those of you who are in the live stream audience, we will be emailing you your course certificate. So, Scott Burris. I know, I almost fell. Come on and get it. You can go back. She'll be there. Tony Christoforou. Everybody's in the back of the room. Good job. Come on up. Way to go. Congratulations. David Crow. You knew the letters coming up, weren't you? Kimberly Curtin. Frame this at your office. They're going to say, where were you?
Oh, no, they know.
Luis. Did he leave already? He might have left. Marcy Freebird. Come on down. Way to go. Thank you. Ken Garcia. Come on down. Frame is on your wall. Rob Gary. Gray. It's Gray. I'm sorry. I'm a little dyslexic. Rob Gray. Congratulations. Nick Graziano had just walked out. Greg Gauthier. Come on. Congratulations. Well deserved. Stephen Grill. My man. Excellent. Ray Klein. Where's Ray? Okay. Greg Oswald. There you go. Coming at you. Oh, pitcher. Okay. Pitcher. Excellent. Brian Play. Where's Brian? There he is. Now, how do you pronounce your last name?
Play-L.
Play-O.
Thank you.
Play-L. Playa. We got the playa. Marlene Pringle. This is your mom's. There you go. Zach, yours is probably going to be printed off in a minute. Ron Reed. Hi, Ron. Gotcha. Kyle Rogers. Where, oh, Kyle left already. He signed up and left. Rob Rogers with 2 B's. Uh-oh. Come on, Forrest, run. You don't want to see Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Zeke. I don't have to. Ezekiel Romero. Okay, that's the whole name. I've been calling you Z all week. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, okay, good. Jerry Rush, my man. Iowa's in the house.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. You notice the red shirt? Jerry's one of our members. He knows how to please me. Okay? Tom Stafford is an FHA Housing Counseling Authority director of the West Oak Lane Community Development Corporation in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's one of the counseling agencies that I do work with. He wanted to become a 203K trained so he could be able to better administer the rehab loans that he was going to be getting to rehab properties as a nonprofit CDC. So I will be hand delivering this to Tom when I get back to Pennsylvania. Thomas Sansone, there you are. Jeff Wetlauer, there you go. Wade Williamson is not here. Greg left. Greg Walsick, we will actually send him his in the mail. And Jeff Williams. Did I miss one? Okay, we'll have to print. We will print them off. Thank you. So, did we miss anyone? Oh, we did. Okay, so I'm going to make. What is Alex? I don't see you up here. Let me see. Come on. Quiet Alex, right? I know, right? Quiet Alex. All right. So, let me get these names and see if I will print them off myself right now. Let me borrow your pen. Alex, what's your full name, dear? Okay. ASHBY. And you did get a name tag and everything? Okay, so that means it's just a printing error. And you, Zachary. There you go. Okay, Rod Burn. I knew Rod was here. Huh. That was Freudian, Rod. No, I'm saying the not getting your certificate was Freudian. Redeker. Oh, no, Redeker. I can figure that out. I see there's Rob and Lisa Burning. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to print those off, and I'm going to get them all to you guys. Thank you for joining me. Those of you who are live streaming, thank you for being with us. You see the energy in the room. You see the excitement. We have people lined up in the back joining our association. You had a link to be able to join us. Please come and join us. Welcome to NAFAC, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Please take a minute and fill out the questionnaire. Please fill out the questionnaire and include any criticism, comments, suggestions, and information about the hotel included so we can actually have all the things we need for our next event. Thank you so much. You may keep your knowledge assessment tests. Paul, I didn't have a badge certificate for you either. Okay, let me get that right now. Let me get your name, Paul Roberts. I'm going to go print them right now, okay? Does anybody have any questions of me? No? We're all good? Heading out? Thank you. I'm going to go print these off. Paul Roberts. You borrow your pen? It is red, yes. And everybody is okay with me sharing everybody's email addresses? Yes, yes, please. Let me move this box. Okay. Yeah, hey, guys. Can we do one last photo before we leave under the sign? Sure. Can we all get up under the sign? One last sign, one last photo? Everybody up on the stage? We'll move this down. I think so. Oh, it's sturdy. We're not that heavy. Everybody up on the stage? Come on, everybody up. One picture. Come on, guys. Up on this. I'm putting you guys on the stage. I'll be down here below. Come on up and get a picture, everybody. It's not going to break. It can hold you. Come on. Come forward a little bit. Come on. Light in. Come on. Everybody up. Short people in the front. Come on up, Kimberly. You're special. There you go. Here we go. Come on, guys. Line up. Up on top. Oh, they are. Well, there's no weight restriction. Stop it. Get up there. Stop whining. Stop whining. Come on, Natasha. Come on. Oh, we are. Run. Come on. Come on, Pete. Come on, Pete. Get in the picture. Come on. Come on, everybody. You're part of the family, Latasha. All right, everybody there?
Oh, we're here.
We're all here. Excuse me.
You
You get over there in the far corner.
We're not going down. Put your wine.
Let's give a big wave to our live stream audience. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys. Say it, guys. Bye, guys. You tell us when to smile.
1001.
Are you filming or?
He's taking slots.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
203K.
All right.
Thank you. Yay. Yes. Go for it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Be safe. Yes, we will. Did you join us? All right, then. We'll be definitely in touch.
Thank you, Kim. It's a great meeting.
Thank you. Welcome.
Look forward to working with you.
Yes, we will. Thank you. Thank you. You're okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. It was great.
It was an honor having you. And I have a gift for you. You're not leaving just yet, are you? Okay, good. Go. Okay, excellent.
Thank you so much.
I'll be in Chicago. Yes, I'm looking for you to be an ambassador.
Okay, well, look me up, and I'm looking to do that. I was thinking
Yes.
as I was sitting down here.
Yes, I need ambassadors.
Thank you.
Jerry, my man.
Appreciate the weekend.
Thank you. Are you going to be in Houston?
When is that?
No, actually, I've added 10 more seats to the lunch and learn. Yeah.
When's Houston?
This coming weekend.
Oh, no.
No, dear, you can keep it. I was only kidding.
Yeah, no, I won't be there.
Okay. All right.
I will see you again.
You will see me again.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for joining us. I love your energy. No. And see, it did hold the weight. See, Steve knows these things. He was nervous, but it held. Come on, Brian, give me a hug. You are wonderful.
Oh, thank you, too.
Thank you. I can't wait to work with you more.
Sounds great.
I love where you live. I love them. I'm going to come there. You and my man, I'm going to take care of you before I leave.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
to save you a few minutes. But it's still there. That's it.
Oh. Oh, I love it. Yes.
Yeah, I asked him to do something.
You know what's missing? 30-day free inspection.
No, that's the,
No, you don't have 30-day free inspection. Protection.
yeah, that's 30 days. I think $100.
Well, you're going to do the 30-day free.
I need to get my email fixed or my login fixed on the
On Genesis, don't worry. We're going to do a one-on-one.
Set up another one.
Don't.
Because I'd rather have the 2 OK in front.
Well, if you want to set up another account, we'll just delete the one you've already
That's what
created.
I'm saying.
Yeah, you do that. That's
I'll
fine.
send you a message.
Okay, perfect. Yes. Yes. Yari's going to call everybody Tuesday or Wednesday of this week to schedule a one-on-one with me for the following week, to give you a chance for you to get your package so that you can have it in your hand when we have the one-on-one. Make sense? Don't worry, we're going to walk you through it. Do you believe I'm going to get you through it? Okay.
So I'm a diamond member right
Yes, you are.